Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Orioles 3-1 last night. Logan Gilbert allowed a single run in the first before retiring 16 straight batters. He gave up just 2 hits and struck out 10, matching a season high through 7 innings. Cal Raleigh, in his first return back from the IL, went 1 for 3 with the go-ahead 2 RBI single. Game 2's today at 6:40 p.m. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
What a night for the Mariners. Yes, we have a lot of injury news to get to, but let's start with the positives here. Cal Raleigh is back. Logan Gilbert pitched a gem, and the Mariners got a win last night, 3-1 in Game 1 over the Baltimore Orioles. Bump, first thing on your mind after last night's game is?
Yeah, Cal. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I was getting some flack from
I don't know
some
why.
randoms talking about I don't put that pressure on him,
Well,
and people getting at me a little bit.
What was the point you made that was getting you flack?
I was like, look, Cal needs to look like Cal. He needs to come here, and I know we don't ask people to save the team, but I'm asking Cal to save this team. Like they're treading water in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, just staying afloat, waiting for the rescue boat to come over there and get him.
Notoriously rusty.
Cal is the rescue boat. Cal, among some other things, right? But I put a lot of pressure on Cal because he's our guy. He is our star, and you need your stars to come through clutch. I realize there are going to be times where he doesn't come through. This is baseball. It's life, and it's sports. You don't always make the final shot, hit the game-winning home run. I get all that.
So that's what you said yesterday.
That's what I said yesterday. I said, look, pressure, Cal. We need you. I need you to be Cal freaking Raleigh, and he was that yesterday. So thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely was that. And you know what? You shouldn't have gotten pressure for that. I did push back a little bit, only because I said, well, Cal's bringing, slug, and he's bringing, just like a presence and good defense. But he's not going to solve every single problem. This team should probably not make as many base running errors. The defense could be a little bit better overall. They're going to need more contact and everything. So, and you push back a little bit going, it doesn't matter, Cal. You're in these commercials.
In the commercial, dog.
You got to get out there and perform. And he met the moment.
Pitch on the way, swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast. That's going to drop in, a base hit. Here comes Robles. Emerson rounding third. The throw to the plate, he slides, he's saved. 2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL. A single in the left center field. Robles scoring easily. Colt Emerson bringing home the bail, scores from second, and the Mariners have the lead 3-1. Cal Raleigh's first hit coming off the IL, and his first 2 runs batted in. The Mariners with a 3-1 lead.
Raleigh 1 for 3 with a walk. Obviously, that go-ahead 2 RBI single. Did not strike out on the night, which was huge. This is him after the game.
Yeah, I felt good. I didn't really expect. Of course that happens in the first game back. So, but fell behind 0-1, and I was just trying to get the ball to the outfield, and just got enough of it and kind of worked out. So, it was a good day.
I feel like hard to match that energy. I feel like he started by saying, didn't really expect to have a big moment, but of course that happens, and then you enter in with even greater expectations for your next game. I did not expect him, backtrack, I did not expect him to be in the 2 spot. I also did not expect Randy Arozarena and everyone else to maybe not be playing. We'll get to those injuries a bit later. I don't know that Cal absolutely stays in that spot once everyone's healthy. But either way, he and JP back for their first game off the IL, met the moment. Massive to see that out there. Bump, you talked a lot about, too, the presence that 2 leaders, JP, your unofficial captain, Cal, certainly a leader on that team, the presence that can have.
Yeah, I would assume that having staples in this organization, JP for the last, 7 years, Cal for the last, 4 or 5 years, your chest puffs up a little bit. You have your dogs out there, and you might not even, recognize it as a team. You don't sit there and say, hey, Dom, Cal's back. Oh, we're so good now. No, but it's just the aura.
We're okay.
He's going to save us. No, but when you have the squad back together, you ever link up with some of your college friends you haven't seen in a while, and it's like y'all never separated.
It just feels right.
I got a core 5.
Yeah.
We could not see each other for 2 years.
Yeah.
We link up. It's like we never left each other. That's the feeling that I would assume that the Mariners had when you have 2-9 and JP back in the lineup. So the vibes were good. Logan did his thing. Cal had his moment. And you said Cal didn't strike out. Stacey, no one struck out pretty much. I mean, 2 Ks on the whole night. Yeah, Red Schneider with 1 and Master Boney with 1. So contact last night.
I just thought it was especially impressive given the strikeouts that Cal had. Cal was leading the team in strikeouts for a minute there. It was really rough, and this was before the oblique injury. They talked about it pregame. John Morosi also talked about it on with Wyman and Bob, how the swing just looked like a little bit different. And look, none of us are swing experts. We're going to leave that to like the Mariners and their in-house hitting staff. But it felt like a different Cal Raleigh to start the season than it did last year. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it is one game, but it was encouraging to see not the most patient ABs, right? He basically drew 2 walks at one point. Finally didn't swing at a pitch when every single pitch of, I think, a 7 or 8 pitch AB was outside the zone. But, I mean, you're not going to get pitches in the zone, so I can see how you're just whatever. I'm not a baseball player. Not the most patient, but more patience than we had seen from earlier versions where he was just swinging and missing wildly, especially up top.
There's a rhythm, you know. There's a balance and a timing when it comes to a swing. And all my golfers out there, you feel me? Baseball players, you feel me too. When it's off, now you're just guessing. You're hoping. When it feels good, when everything is connected, it's smooth. You're seeing the pitch. You're balanced. You can see it. I'd say yesterday, you don't have to be a swing expert to understand, if you watch enough baseball, to understand when a guy is just off balance, the timing is all jacked up. You're in your pocket, you're in your zone. That's what we saw yesterday. And, you know, who was it? 801 makes a good point. Cal and Julio drove in the runs. That's what I'm talking about. They're not going to be able to do it every single night. But in a close game against a team that, well, you split a series with a few weeks ago, you needed your stars to step up, and they did. And
one of your stars, Logan Gilbert, who sat down 16 after giving up just the second of 2 hits. This one an RBI single. Here's Dan Wilson after the game.
After the Basallo base hit, you know, I thought he just, you know, something clicked, and he said, you know, nothing after that, and I think at that point it was 16 straight. So he just, you know, he locked in, he dialed it in, and just kept throwing that fastball, and the splitter. I thought he did a better job tonight of attacking with 2 strikes, and you know, he got the 2 strikes and he just went after it, and I think that was a big key for him tonight as well.
16 straight, and the first base runner he allowed, Pete Alonso, after those 16 wasn't even a hit. It was just hit by pitch, and then he got 3 guys out in a row. Yeah. So including matching a season high 10 strikeouts, a phenomenal night for Logan.
Logan was dialed, man.
Yeah.
He goes 105 pitches his last outing, goes 94 this outing. His last outing started off a little rough, and he figured it out. It's nice to see, or to feel like we're starting to see the Logan that we're used to seeing. That's all.
Oh. I was like, yeah, we are. We absolutely are. All right. I said we're going to hold off on the injuries for kind of a bit later in this segment. So let's go ahead and address it a little bit. We are going to start with Randy and Josh for headline rewrites. So we'll hold off on those 2. I was hoping to see Luke Raley out there. He was a late scratch in this one. I'll say this, Bump. It was yesterday was one of the weirder lineups we've seen all year long. Not just because there were some firsts with JP at third or things that were unexpected with, in his first game back, Cal being back at 2. But you were seeing a lot. I mean, Ref Schneider against a righty. Like, just things where this team's so banged up that guys just had to be out there. I'm glad you mentioned that so few guys struck out, because I was not expecting a ton from this lineup. But isn't that always how it is for the Mariners? You see the weirdest lineup you've seen for this team, and you go, yeah, that's a win.
Baseball
just what it is
already weird, right? You can have the most stacked lineup in the game, last year the Dodgers, and lose 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
You could have the ball boy in your lineup, and you can squeak out a win. It's weird, man. Baseball is the weirdest sport when it comes to that, because it's the least consistent sport when it comes to producing runs and just winning ball games. When you play 162, there's going to be ups and downs. But, yeah, I didn't look at the lineup and feel great about it. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll see. I put pressure on Cal, but I didn't expect him to win the game, essentially. I wanted to see what JP looked like. Is it foreshadowing seeing him at third base? You know what I'm saying? He was at third base doing his thing.
How'd you think he did at third?
I thought he all right. He didn't look uncomfortable. He looked like from my baseball knowledge, he was in the right position. He made a couple good throws. He seemed like he had been practicing it. And you and I have been to the ballpark early sometimes and saw him taking reps over there at third base. No, I looked at the lineup and said, we'll see. Yeah. And then I saw Logan, and I thought to myself, okay, we got a chance.
Oh, my God. And also, now this isn't one of those, underrated stars. I was going to say shout out Miles Mastroboni for drawing a walk and turning the lineup over. Now I'm going to go to someone we talk about plenty. Shout out Colt Emerson for sprinting on contact with Cal's 2 RBI single, and that slide was absolutely phenomenal. That guy's special. He is special.
He just has a savviness about him.
He's crazy. 20 years old.
He's the guy. I follow this kid on Instagram. He's like 4 years old, and his dad tosses him. Yeah, he's 4, and he's
Bump.
He's a prodigy.
It's the internet.
Context as soon as you possibly can.
He is a baseball prodigy. Like, this kid is swinging from both sides of the plate.
At 4?
Is it like the kid in Willa's League that has a sliding mitt?
No, his dad keeps him humble. But
his dad keeps him humble, so we made him an Instagram account to showcase his talent.
He's got like 50K probably.
Watch this guy end up being like a first ballot Hall of Famer, and we're sitting here like, okay.
Yo, he's legit.
What, 4 years old?
He's legit.
Okay,
he's
so
like
you followed this kid who's 4. We interrupted you with our shock. Okay.
You can't do that. I'll forget my point.
Sorry, you were making a point about Emerson.
But that kid has this savviness about the game. I imagine Colt was that kid back in the day. Like, I've had a bat in my hand since I was 3. And I'm in love with the game. And there's some guys who you just see play, and it looks so natural. Like you look at Colt Emerson play, and it looks natural. You look at Luke Raley play, and it looks violent and forced. But it works. There's different styles to play the game. Some make it look easy. Some make it look harder than it's supposed to be, and there's somewhere in the middle. He's a guy that just makes the game look easy. Like, he belongs, and he's confident. He's only 20 years old.
I hear what you're saying. You have obviously a good eye for it, like being a coach, but that some people just have it. And there are guys that are clearly talented. Like, we talked about Cal for obvious reasons all last year, being a third-round pick. And granted, who got a big signing bonus, was clearly someone a lot of teams coveted, but not someone who initially was a prospect that was talked about a ton. And you can succeed and not have that initial it factor just based on hard work, being a good leader, some intangibles. But then there are guys
who just got it.
You know what I mean? Guys where it's like, I'm not saying Cole is Griffey, but what I'm saying is sometimes you get guys where it's like, oh, that's a number 1 pick, or that's your top prospect, or this guy is so physically gifted and clearly has. And who knows if he'll succeed, and who knows if he'll make the most out of it and turn into a Hall of Famer, or if it won't work out. But some athletes are just so talented that it's obvious very, very early. I get what you're saying.
Colt has that presence. I was at Tapped in Everett the other day, maybe like a month ago, and there's this young man walking through the restaurant. He's probably like 6'4".
He's probably 6'7".
And I'm like, I walked up to him. I go, what pitches you throw? He go, how you know I'm a pitcher? I go, I don't know, man. You just give me pitcher vibes. And he was here with a minor league team playing Aqua Sox that day. Like, that's what Colt has right now. Who knows what happens from here going forward, but he's just got it. He's got something special about him, so it's been fun watching him.
330 says that 4-year-old threw out the first pitch at a Brewers game.
Y'all feel me? Follow this kid. He is nice.
From the mound?
Nah, probably not from the mound. Of course not.
What if he did?
Nah, he's 4.
Well, is he an impressive 4-year-old or not?
He's impressive, but from the mound?
I got to look this up. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, lost in all the Mariners news yesterday. Randy Arozarena is heading to the 10-day IL, while Josh Naylor is dealing with a wrist issue in addition to the shin issue he's been nursing, and Luke Raley was scratched with lower back tightness. What's the real headline?
Congratulations. You might be playing for the Mariners today.
Should I start warming up or what?
Yeah, I think everyone should start stretching. You never know when you're going to get the call. Curtis Washington yesterday.
Curtis Washington.
That was so cool.
What do you think was going through his mind when he got the call, being like, me?
Yeah. You know the little Sasquatch video during the draft where it's like, Mom, I just got drafted? That it would be that sitting up on the couch, me, pointing to yourself. What? Are you sure?
That's the beauty of baseball. That's the only sport where some dude in Oklahoma is playing for a minor league team. Anywhere, I don't know where he was at, but playing for any team, anywhere, you just get a call and you're in the bigs and you have your uniform, like you're in the dugout with the squad. That's the only sport. In football, you have practice squad, but you're with that team the whole time. In the NBA, I guess you have your G leaguers, but baseball is special when it comes to that. I love the shock factor that comes to guys getting the chance.
Didn't your Lakers like about a decade ago call up a guy from the G League who'd been there for like 15 years?
My dude was like 37.
He was
had
gray in his
hair,
beard. He got to play.
And dropped like 20. And he was a teacher too. It was like a teacher on the side. Yeah, it was beautiful.
You know what sport also has this in a way that's
Hockey.
very, very cool? Yes,
The emergency backup goalie. Yeah.
Emergency
There was
backup
that
goalie. The guy that
guy-
comes out of the crowd.
There was that guy for the Hurricanes probably like 5 or 6 years ago that got the win as an emergency backup goalie.
They should give him a ring or some kind of they should let him have the trophy for this iteration.
They sold his jersey at the team store, even though he only appeared in the one game.
That's what's up. I would have bought that.
Yeah, I think hockey has one of the most, I shouldn't say underrated, everyone in sports knows it, but one of the coolest kind of, this guy can get here out of nowhere kind of positions.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, the Knicks are holding their championship parade today in New York City. What's the real headline?
Hey, I'm celebrating here.
Hey, bada bing.
Bada boom.
Bada boom, bada bing
boom.
bong.
What do you
Yay.
want? Some ham, some salami? We got cold cuts.
Capicola. Hey.
Hey. Tell your mother I said hi.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit this one out. I don't
Curtis
think I
and
got that
can't
in
stop
me. I don't
doing
think I got that
accent.
one in me.
We also do it every time any news item happens about Ben DiNucci. It crosses over into our fake
DiNucci,
Italian accent.
Uh-huh.
Ben DiNucci.
What's Alvarado? Is that the guard's name?
Alvarado.
He
Jose,
said
yeah.
he said he's gonna be drunk for 8 days. He said 8 days.
Like
Gonna
Hanukkah.
be lit.
God.
But they should, man, celebrate New York. At least now we can calm down the celebration. Now it should be like hugging and not jacking stuff up. No more school buses being set on fire.
Why
no more
not?
fighting anymore.
Why not
it's,
us?
It's parade now. Let's tighten it up just a little bit now. No? It's in the
That's
middle of
not
the
how
day.
New
I think it's still
Yorkers
gonna be messy.
celebrate. Yeah.
It only happens like when it gets dark is
I
when it
think
gets dangerous.
they
But
need
during
to-
the day, it should be all right.
No, I think you need to cut off the roofs of some old school yellow taxis, put the players in there, have them throw cold cuts into the crowd, really give an authentic New York feel. The whole parade is through the
older
subway.
Knicks fans, like the people who are probably in their 30s and 40s and older than that, they've seen many championship parades, like with the Yankees, the Rangers won a cup, the Giants have won a couple of Super Bowls. This isn't foreign to them, but I mean,
First since 2011, right? It's been a minute.
yeah,
For the city of New York, yeah.
True,
I mean, for
but I
anyone
mean-
who's 20, under 25, it's since they were a kid.
yeah, a
basically.
young child.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I feel like they've done this before, but maybe
Is it-
because it's the Knicks and
the
like
Knicks, yeah.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, so I was listening to one of the, First Take Get Up. I forget what it was, and Curtis, they were talking about that, and it was someone from New York. It wasn't Mad Dog, but it was someone from New York as a guest saying, it's been since 2011. This has been a drought. Like it's been really hard, and I think just like, especially as a Mariners fan, you kind of go, oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, New York, you haven't won since 2011, but you dominate headlines no matter your sport. The Giants can be winless, and we're still gonna hear about them all the time. So I get that feeling of like, really? But I could also see how if you are a 25-year-old New Yorker, this is your first championship parade
The thing about the Knicks is that it's New York. New York's like the mecca of basketball.
of everything.
You think of basketball, you think of street ball. The first city that comes to mind is New York. You got Rutgers over there, like the street ball. So that's why it's so important to them. It's so deep in their culture, and they haven't been able to win in 50-something years. They're supposed to go crazy. So let's do it responsibly, though, okay? Like, we already got the crazy out.
Okay,
now let's
Dad.
be responsible, okay? Check in with
Why
your
can't
friends.
you let people have fun?
Put your air tags on. Make sure we can find you. And just have one less drink.
Go get a bunch of Bapples, a bunch of MD 2020,
Dang, MDs.
and let's get this party started.
Wow.
I can't get over the cold
Headline
cuts.
rewrite.
Throwing cold cuts to the crowd.
Just like frisbees.
Hit someone in the face. Oh, God.
Headline number 3, 38-year-old Lionel Messi had a hat trick in Argentina's World Cup opener against Algeria yesterday. What's the real headline?
Who said MLS stars can't succeed on the global stage.
Yeah, that league made him. He was nothing before the MLS.
Miami.
Yeah.
Yesterday might have been one of the best days in World Cup history, simply because you have your stars performing. Mbappe scored 2, Haaland scored 2, and then Messi at 39 next week scores 3. And if you watch the way that Messi plays, I can't take credit for this, an analyst pointed it out. Like, he doesn't do a lot of sprinting. He kind of like jogs around, and boom, hits you with a sprint. He's just so smart with conserving his energy. It's impressive to watch him play. He's going to be 39 next week, and he looks like he's in great shape. He's now tied for the most World Cup goals in the history of the tournament, and he's probably going to pass it up the next game or two.
How likely are Argentina's chances?
They're in the mix. Only thing about Argentina is that they're one of the older teams. Like, they brought back like 17.
Oh, yeah, you said they're the Rams.
The 20. Yeah, they're the Rams. They're an older team. But no, it'd be, obviously I want the U.S., and then I'm rooting for Brazil, and then it's Argentina. If Argentina does it, they'll be the first team to go back-to-back since the 50s when Brazil did it.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of history, but they got a chance. They're just a little long in the tooth.
You know what I love about the text line? First of all, that listeners are regularly engaging and making jokes, and it's hilarious. But I love it when people just kind of share thoughts. And, you know, you have a lot of people go, I'm walking here, like just kind of sending in their own stuff. But we were talking so much about cold cuts. We just have one listener that goes, you know, Jersey Mike's makes a great tuna sub.
They don't skimp on the meat there.
There's just one listener driving that's like, God, I love subs.
Jersey Mike's been hitting them pockets, man. I go with my kids, like, dang.
What do you mean?
It's expensive.
Yeah, you buy
been
like
in a
4
minute.
sandwiches from there, you spent $50.
Oh,
Easy.
in them pockets, because they're getting.
Oh my.
What? I didn't know.
You know what? I was gonna invite you.
No, you weren't. you weren't. You absolutely were not.
In those pockets.
So they're in your pockets? What are they looking
They
for?
be hitting the pockets, the paper, the money.
Why are they in your pockets? That doesn't
In
seem
your pockets.
in your pockets. Are they gonna get in mine? Why are they in people's pockets?
Yeah, you know, when you walk into a store, Target be in your pockets for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep in your pockets. Deep. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. The Mariners have made a decision on the rotation. What the new version of the piggyback looks like, coming your way next.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into left center field. Falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are
The crowd is going wild.
on the Seattle Sports app.
The warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one more thing to the top of your list. Book a demo and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport. It was a luxury EV, but on the water. Quiet, powerful, easy to operate, and low maintenance. As soon as you see it coming, you know it's different because it doesn't make any noise. No loud engine, no gas fumes. You hop aboard and immediately feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is super easy. They said they've never had an issue finding chargers. Yes, I asked for you. Don't worry. Not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself. You're going to come away impressed, I promise. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, if I could drive one of these to work, I would. So schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. That's ARCboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll come pick you up.
Need a lift? In your business, equipment downtime is not an option. With parts in stock and factory-trained mobile technicians, Levitt Machinery is here to get your business back up and running. From forklifts to telehandlers, aerial lifts to track loaders, trust Levitt Machinery to lift you back up and get your equipment back to work. Because at Levitt Machinery, if it's forked, we fix it. LevittMachinery.com. Give us a call today. Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Give something that matters this Father's Day. Time. At LeMay, America's Car Museum, you'll share stories, laughter, and interest in something new. All ages will find enjoyment from the most advanced racing simulators in the world to children's activities and grab lunch at Cafe El Coreano. It's more than a visit. It's a lifelong memory for dads and kids of every age. It's the gift you'll never forget. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org. That's americascarmuseum.org.
Hey, Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times from our sports teams in town. Talent acquisition, we need it. I'm guessing at IRG, talent acquisition is also key for you?
Absolutely, Brock. Talent acquisition is everything. You know, our strength here at IRG is what I call our human capital. These are the folks that work here at IRG with a passion, with a focus on building great teams, providing great care, and being involved in the community. We want the best and brightest. And if you're looking for an opportunity to be the best and brightest, IRG is the place for you. We will provide mentorship, continuing education, personal and professional growth. We have it all for you. We want the best and brightest.
If you want to be a part of that team, all you got to do is go visit one of their 40 convenient locations. IRG is in your neighborhood. All the details as well, you can find them at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
On October 3rd, Snohomish PUD is hosting the first ever Community Energy Run at the Water Operations Center in Lake Stevens, located on the scenic Centennial Trail. It's a family-friendly 5K where every step supports the Community Energy Fund, helping local families keep the lights on when times get tough. Join the Community Energy Run on October 3rd. Learn more at snowpud.com/run.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit EastsideExterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
Get ready. Seattle Soccer Fever is taking over. Join us at noon on Friday, June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort as the U.S. men's national team takes the field. Brought to you by Seattle Sports. Plus, don't miss your chance to meet a Seattle Sports on-air personality who'll be on site with exclusive giveaways all game long. You could win a 2-year lease on a Mini Cooper from Seattle BMW Mini. And the first 200 guests get a free hot dog and chips. Be there June 19th at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
That's right.
That's right.
It's back. It's back, baby. 2 Piggy. 2 back.
We're back.
We're back and better.
We're so
than ever.
piggyback.
We're so piggyback right now. Piggyback 2.0. What Curtis is calling 2 Piggy, 2 back. Well, we make the Mariners' decision to piggyback everyone. Everyone's getting piggyback this time around. Now
You're getting piggybacked.
You're getting
Matt's
piggybacked.
getting piggybacked.
You're getting
Bump's getting piggybacked.
Everyone's getting piggybacked. We'll start with what we learned about it from the latest from Dan Wilson and then get into what we actually think about it when it comes to this team. First, this was pregame, his full explanation of how it's going to work.
We had a meeting with all the starters in Washington and discussed kind of how we're going to proceed. And, we have the 6 starters, starting on Friday. We're going to start a series of 3 piggybacks between here and the All-Star break, and we're asking each of our starters to take one of those. And so, I think our guys really have taken to the idea. I think it was, really we talk a lot about that group and how they work well together, how they lean into each other, how they are all about this team and about winning, and they understand, just how important this stretch is, and so all these guys are on board with doing what's best for our club right now and what's best for our bullpen, and these guys are ready to go and ready to take it on, and it just continues to prove over and over again just what a special group that this starting staff is, and starting on Friday will be the first one. There'll be 2 more piggybacks as we get into the stretch here to the All-Star break.
So I have a real question immediately, and maybe either of you know the answer. Does this mean, okay, so let's say the first one is once again Castillo Miller, the classic, the OG piggyback.
The OG.
Does that mean the next piggyback is going to be like Kirby, Gilbert, like 2 completely different starters?
No
or is
clue.
it the same guy piggybacking?
That's a great question, Stacey.
Okay, so everyone else has this question too. I just want to make sure that it's not just, I'm not just dumb.
They need to have a piggyback alert on their Mariners X.
Like a perfect game
Like,
watch.
this is the piggyback.
We got a
coming
piggyback
up.
going on.
Yeah, it's at least it sounds like everyone is on board, and I think it comes down to just health, right? Saving arms and understanding that the bullpen is thin, so you're going to need your starters to really go deep into these games. And what's going to help that? Piggyback's going to help. So I'm happy that the vibe feels different with it this time. First time it seemed forced. This one is like, okay, we're all on the same page. We've communicated. We understand.
I agree. I wrote down when it comes to kind of, what I want to cover here, what's it look like, which I don't have a complete answer, but then like what's different this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Last time you said it certainly feels like communication was majorly lost here, that whether or not you agree with a piggyback, you need to communicate how long you're going to be out there,
Right.
when we're going to pull you, what the expectation is, because not only did, I don't know that Bryce Miller even knew whether he'd go first or whether he'd be piggybacking onto Castillo, but then Castillo clearly didn't expect to be pulled after 4, whenever it was in the game. And you need, when you don't know that, yeah, that's deeply frustrating. So I agree with you. It feels like what's different this time around, in addition to other guys, is clearly that, people know what's happening. Communicating that is massive.
And I think maybe I missed it, but that is the most clear I've heard Dan even talk about. The piggyback. It was kind of like a secret, like he just whispered about it. Now he's coming out and getting in front of it and letting the fans know, too. I think that's important, that the fans know and understand what's going on. Just make sure everyone's on the same page.
So why not, and this is a common question we're going to be getting and continue to get during this segment, why not just move on from a starter? If you have 6 starters, you don't want to go with a 6-man rotation, you're going back to the piggyback, it seems like you're just bouncing back and forth, because this isn't even a long-term plan. This is your plan until the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Why not just move on from a guy or put a guy in the pen? That's a common question we're going to end up getting.
Who would you put in the pen? The only one that I would consider would be Castillo, but maybe they feel like their guys aren't built for the pen. I don't know what that transition is like, going from a starter and being so-called demoted to the bullpen. Emotional, physical. There are some things that factor into that decision that I just don't know. They think this is the best move for the team, and I think I think the bullpen situation has a lot to do with it, because you want to make sure that you get deeper into these games, and I think it's important that you save your arms. You have Emerson Hancock, who hasn't, I think, is close to his season numbers when it comes to innings pitched. So it's never just one thing. There are multiple things, and I'm sure that someone like Divish or Jude will ask Dan those questions, and we might get an answer.
Someone texted in and said, come on, isn't this Dan Wilson being chicken to make a decision as the manager? It does not give me a lot of confidence in him.
Dan ain't making this decision by himself.
Exactly.
No.
I don't think Dan is making this decision by himself. I think that there is a factor. I think that there is an aspect of this, and I don't know that the Mariners will ever say this. It's just what I assume. There is an aspect of this that is being careful of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because there's a big factor here where you're dealing with real humans. And I think sometimes it's not unique to this conversation. It can be when we're talking about benching quarterbacks, when we're talking about anything else. I think sometimes we just go, oh, well, the Mariners need bullpen help, so why don't you put Castillo, who would immediately become one of your better bullpen arms, especially as a mid-reliever, in the bullpen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you can't guarantee that works, and you also can't really undo that decision. And then if you decide to trade Castillo, you are immediately slashing any kind of trade value. I don't think they can or will, but you're immediately slashing that value by putting him in the pen.
Yeah.
So it's way harder than just, oh, well, why don't you just do this? Because these are real people and there are real consequences to the decisions you're making.
That's the part that people don't want to hear, though. Like, the common person doesn't want to hear about the mental or the feelings of a person who's getting paid millions and millions of dollars. I think because of that, you're supposed to just accept whatever your fate is and roll with it. And I think essentially that is what it's going to come down to. But that's on paper. When you're dealing person to person, a guy who's been on your team for 4 years, a guy who has saved you from disaster a couple times, a guy who's been through all these ups and downs with you, there's a relationship factor that most people don't want to hear. But if you're in any type of work environment, I think you could understand how that can be important when it comes to decision making. So yeah, I'm here for it, man. I was against the piggyback at first. I'm like, just make a decision. But I saw the way that it helped Castillo perform better during the piggyback. Miller's been doing his thing, but it seems like every pitcher in the last week or two has had their moments where they probably could use a piggyback. You know, everyone has had their moments where it just ain't clicking today. And then you factor in all the other stuff with the bullpen and all that good stuff. I'm here for it. It sounds and feels a lot better than the first time.
From the 360, Brock suggested, the buddy of his, was saying this might be a sample for Anderson and Sloan for later in the season. Glad you mentioned that 360 because I have a little more sound here I want to play. This was Justin Hollander pregame talking about how we could see both Cade and Ryan this summer.
I do think that both have a chance to pitch for us later in the summer. Right now, I think Cade's at something like 60 innings on the season. Calling them up now to pitch out of a bullpen. Obviously, we already have 6 starters. I've joked with our starters. We call them both up and go to an 8-man piggyback just to see what it would look like. But calling them both up now, I think, and putting them in a bullpen or a shortened role or sort of a fireman role would really inhibit their development long term. You're talking about capping their innings at something like 80 or 90 for the year if we did that, based on how many innings they're likely to pitch out of a bullpen. And that really affects their ability to jump off of a platform for next year and not be shortened into like a 4 or 5 month season next year. I think our plan is to let them pitch for as long as we can in Double-A. If we got to the end of the year and we needed help with the major league team coming down the stretch and hopefully the playoffs, I think they both would be considerations for that.
Okay, so maybe we don't see those two brought up in a piggyback situation with an 8-man rotation. Look, it seems fun on paper and hectic, but no, that's not going to happen. Nor, to Justin's point, are you going to see them come up and be plugged into the bullpen just because you've got some injuries there, because that would hinder their development. He leaves open the idea that, look, you're not guaranteed everyone's going to get healthy. He's not going to say that. Yeah. But you're not guaranteed everyone's going to get healthy. You're not guaranteed that everyone's even going to be here. Maybe we need to trade a starter. And we have these two guys ready, and one or both could be up here in the instance that we need them August, September, maybe into the playoffs.
It's all about
as a starter.
It's all about development, and they've done a good job developing the arms in this organization. So I trust them. If there's anything I trust this organization with, it's the guys on the mound.
Someone said, we're making the piggyback cool. I think Luda's making the piggyback cool. Too piggy, too back. Get off my lawn. Coming your way next.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Olympic Hot Tub's mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. 3 Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. And call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Summer is the time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or tan. Guys, I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your very own hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. They are the team that addressed my hair loss, and I recommend them to everyone. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event is on for a limited time. So get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and make the call now while their summer savings event is still on. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
It's the Diablo Performance Event at Par Lumber. For a limited time, get 20% off all Diablo tool products, including saw blades, drill bits, and hole saws, built for cleaner cuts, longer life, and top performance. Don't miss out. Stock up and save big on the brand that outperforms the rest. Now through June 20th, get 20% off all Diablo tool products at your local Par Lumber. Visit par.com for more details.
Do you know a woman making a difference in Seattle's sports and events community? Someone who leads with purpose, mentors others, champions inclusion, and inspires those around her to be their best. Why Seattle and Seattle Sports want to celebrate her. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Women of Inspiration Award, recognizing an outstanding woman whose impact is helping shape the future of sports and events in our region. Submit your nomination today at woiseattle.org. That's woiseattle.org. Nominations close July 10th.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
To all lovers of pop culture, science fiction, comics, wrestling, anime, and movies, Washington State SummerCon is this weekend at the Washington State Fair and Events Center in Puyallup. Meet over 130 celebrity guests from Star Wars, Star Trek, Marvel, DC, Demon Slayer, One Piece, and 5 WWE Hall of Famers. Meet the Fonz, Henry Winkler, Jay and Silent Bob, Steve from Blue's Clues, all 5 Teen Titans, and even Deadpool's iconic pet, Dogpool. Visit wassummercon.com to purchase tickets.
from the Quantum Fiber Studio. You're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Back to the Mariners in 15 with Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Right now, it is Wednesday at 10:45, and Bump's got 3 things he needs to tell us about. Really grinding your gears this week. Bump, what's making you yell, get off my lawn?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah. Love law enforcement. We need law enforcement.
Where is this
We
going?
need law enforcement, man. I salute anybody who does that job. I wouldn't want to do it dealing with all these crazy people, especially during the World Cup. Get it. Appreciate you. Unmarked cop cars should not be able to pull people over. It should not be able to pull people over. If you have an unmarked cop car, you should be on a secret mission trying to bust a drug dealer or something, right? You should not be able to pull people over because if your car was marked, the rules will be followed, right? But because your car isn't marked, the rules aren't being followed. And it feels like you're cheating. And I went and I looked at every other, I look at European cop cars and they're all bright so you can see them and stuff. And over here, we try to be so low key, like, yeah, I want to get you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be out to get people. You should be out to help people, right? Unmarked cop cars should not be able to pull people over. Because to us, you're just one of us. You're part of the crowd. We're both going 85.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I look over and I see that little I see the little spotlight, the flashlight on the side of the cop car. I didn't, but I was dipping the other day, and I'm like, and I looked at him, and he gave me to slow it down. I'm like, oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna slow down. But it doesn't seem fair. Only in America. I'm looking at all these other cop cars, and especially in Washington, the state patrol cops. They blend in, these undercover cops. It doesn't seem fair. If your car was marked, the rules will be followed. But because they're not marked, we're breaking the rules. Don't you want to help us? We pay your salaries. Love you. All right, law enforcement, got love for you. My homie's a sheriff. I got another homie who's a sheriff. We need y'all. But it feels like they're cheating. And yeah, 253 says the license plate. Yeah, you can tell with the license plate, but
But initially you can't.
Initially you can't. I'm always scanning. When I drive, I'm scanning. I'm just always trying to see what's around and who's around and stuff. I'm always checking my mirrors. And every now and then, one will get by me, and I'm like, oh, I see you, though. But unmarked, shouldn't be able to pull people over. It's cheating.
I'm laughing because your feelings of betrayal here are so real. It's like 21 Jump Street. You're like, I thought you were a high schooler like me. What do you mean you're a cop, Channing Tatum?
It's not fair.
I thought we were friends. I thought we were both 18.
It's cheating. I guarantee you the rules will be followed at a higher clip if your car was marked.
Bump let that inner California out.
Man, what's that have to do with California?
I don't know.
So it says, cry me a river, Bump. You must be a cop. 509.
Wow.
You must be a cop. Appreciate you. But y'all be scheming, man. I don't like it.
What's next?
I'm a man.
I'm sorry that you thought that they were one of your friends. You just thought that you guys were both drivers out here living life.
Yeah, someone says scan the plate. I get the plates, but when you're looking in your rear view and that car is like 4 cars down, sometimes you don't know. I'm pretty good at it.
Right.
That's just the way I grew up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here we go.
Okay,
all right.
what's next?
Here we go. Hey, if you got a big mouth on social media, unblock your profile. You cannot be out there talking all that noise and your profile is blocked. That's like barking at someone in a big crowd. In a big crowd, you yell something at somebody and then you just turn away real quick. It's like, no. I appreciate everyone's opinion, even if I don't agree with it. But if you are talking big and I go to your profile and it's blocked, you a sucker. You scared. Stand on business. Do it. Talk your talk. I'm not even going to be mad at you. I just want to see what you're about. All right, so if you are on Twitter and you're trolling, I love a good troll. I go to comments all the time and just read. I love seeing people troll.
Good reading
and
there.
talk all that stuff and different opinions or whatnot. I think it's beautiful. Even if I don't agree with the opinion, I just like to understand how other people think. I like it. But if you are going to talk crap about anybody and go after their personality, their people, or whatever, unblock your stuff and deal with the smoke, though. You got to deal with the smoke.
What are your thoughts on, what are your thoughts on the people who talk a ton of trash and it's not their name or photo?
Oh, hidden behind anonymous profiles.
Yeah, and you're like, wait, so you really put yourself out there. You're really like trolling someone saying, and I'm not just talking about someone being like, oh, that's lame. I'm talking about people that get real nasty and mean, really try to pick fights, and they aren't even attaching their name, their photo. Same concept?
The same concept. Just stand on business. It's a free country. You can say what you want to say, but deal with the consequences.
Now, what about people who have their profile set to private and they don't know how to change those settings back?
Say it again. Oh, you're a fool for that. You're a fool for that. You're a fool for that.
If anyone's wondering.
Oh, man.
Bump
a couple weeks ago
complained about Brock not following him, not realizing that Bump had his profile set to private.
That was an accident.
What do you think the lock icon was next to your name?
I don't look at Twitter in the corner like that. I just hop on and see what Adam Schefter said.
Think of how many times you commented back to someone going, "You don't know what you're talking about," and then they went and click on your profile and it was
blocked.
These tweets are protected.
Freaking hypocrite. Mine was an accident. Hey, the Congo just scored 1-1. Sorry, Portugal/Curtis.
Oh yeah, Curtis, we're sorry. Yeah. Are you going? Are you rooting for Portugal in this one?
I'll root for them after Team USA gets eliminated.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
What's last?
All right, last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Listen, man. You know those Lime scooters and bikes?
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I mean, they go too fast.
I think they're great, and I think that it gets people from A to B. But listen, I saw this other day. If you get on one of those bikes and your first step, like your first push is a wobble, put the bike down. If you're a grown man or woman and you get on that bike and you start to wobble and then you get on the street, you're not qualified to ride that bike. You have to be sure that you're capable of riding that thing. If I see a wobble, I'm going to pull up to you and say, put it down. All right, it's dangerous out here.
It's too much bike for you.
It's too much movement going on. I saw this lady on Eastlake. I kid you not. She's sitting there scanning, and she gets on, and her first move is a wobble. And then she hops onto the street. I'm like, nah, you might need to stay on the sidewalk. If you got a wobble on your bike or your scooter, stay on the sidewalk. It's dangerous, man. I was at a Mariners game with my best friend, and we hopped on the scooters. Maybe had a couple beverages.
You guys share a scooter?
Negative. Hopped on the scooter. And I look behind and I see him wobble and he goes down. Boom. Face first on the concrete. Some lady pulls over. She has a first aid kit. No. She's wiping his face.
Like a travel
He's probably
nurse?
listening now. He's going to be so mad. And she goes, oh, my husband's a firefighter. And, we always have our stuff ready. And he looks at her. He goes, you're pretty. I go, bruh, stop it. All right. You just embarrass yourself in front of all of these fans of the Mariners game. If you have any type of wobble on the scooter or the bike, put it aside. Maybe you're not qualified or you had too many to drink to ride that thing.
I love the idea of
it's
him
dangerous.
thinking that, like, he fell off a scooter and this woman is coming up to help him while he's sitting on the floor, a grown man, and he's like, I'm going to shoot my shot here.
After she just said, my husband is a firefighter, he goes, you're pretty. I got stop it. So you stop it. All right. So, yeah, man, be careful on those things. I've seen many people fall down.
You did get an officer in an unmarked police car sending in some info for you.
What'd he say? She say?
They said, I saw you. No, they didn't. They said, I'm part of what Washington State Police calls ADAT, Aggressive Driving Apprehension Team. The goal is to find aggressive and reckless drivers that otherwise drive like angels until marked patrol cars in the area. So I like to call it where cops are when you need them car. I don't waste time with tabs or taillights, just aggressive, reckless drivers.
Okay.
So maybe that's why that guy was like, hey.
Let
me. I know you're not one of them.
You're cool.
Yeah, he's like, you're cool, but you got to chill.
Slow down. All right, well, that changes my perspective a little bit.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what you do. Thanks for getting the dangerous guys out there. And let's move along.
Just imagining your friend.
You know who it is, too.
I know exactly who it is. Just imagining the wobble in the fall.
Hard. It looked like he got beat up when he got up.
He said an angel came over and helped me. Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman joining us next.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive in the left center field. Falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Here in the Pacific Northwest, windows can be one of the best investments you can make to add value to your home. At Dunn Lumber, we have designated Marvin window specialists who have been trained by Marvin to best serve your needs. If you need help finding the right windows for your home, come by one of our 4 Dunn Lumber window showrooms or reach out to me personally, Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
Dunn Lumber, building success together.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. Let people come first.
When an emergency happens, be the first to know. Alert Seattle helps you stay safer and connected. This free service includes alerts about severe weather, safety, health, utility disruptions, major traffic accidents, and more. If you live or work in Seattle, Alert Seattle is the city's official emergency alert system. Sign up for text, email, or phone alerts during emergencies near your home, work, school, and more. Text Seattle to 67283. AlertSeattle.gov to learn more and sign up.
Guys, I'll never forget the first time I saw somebody get results at our clinic. He was an 81-year-old man who hadn't been intimate with his wife in over 8 years. Viagra had stopped working for him, and he was desperate for help. After several treatments, he walked into my office and told me he couldn't believe the results. Needless to say, this was a very happy man. This man made me a believer in what we do. He had taken pills for years, but he had never fixed the problem. When he came to us, we fixed the problem. Our treatment does what no pill can do. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. Change your life today, like the thousands of men who already have.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Give something that matters this Father's Day. Time together at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Share stories, laughter, racing simulators, kids' activities, and lunch at the new cafe. It's more than a visit. It's memories. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
Dave Wyman here, brand new member of Harborstone Credit Union, and I got my PNW cashback checking account for free. No fees or minimums, and when I make everyday purchases with my Harborstone PNW cashback debit card, I earn up to $30 each month. Gas, groceries, coffee, travel, lunch, all categories count toward your cashback. Open your free account online like I did. Go to harborstone.com/cash or visit one of their 29 branches across the Northwest.
Insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Orioles 3-1 last night. Logan Gilbert allowed a single run in the first before retiring 16 straight batters. He gave up just 2 hits and struck out 10, matching a season high through 7. Cal Raleigh went 1 for 3 with a go-ahead 2 RBI single in his first return from the IL. Game 2 today at 6:40 on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Yahoo Sports, Jordan Shusterman joining us now talking Mariners. Jordan, how's it going?
Hey, guys. Doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. I mean, look, when Cal was announced as coming back to the lineup, Bump and I got into a bit, I wouldn't call it a debate yesterday, but it was about expectations and what's fair to expect from him. And I said, well, I don't even know that he's going to be fully at 100%. Obliques are weird. He wasn't great to start the season. Maybe you're just looking for defense. And then, of course, Cal Raleigh with the kind of hero moment in the game. What else would happen? Tell me what you thought of his return.
Yeah, I think it's just like, if you're a Mariners fan, it's got to be so comforting to watch them nail down a win, and there's Cal Raleigh, like not just the hit, but just at the end of the game and just seeing him come out. And we have to, of course, take a moment. I'm sure you guys have acknowledged this, and we have over the last few weeks. Hats off to Johnny Pareda and Mitch Garver and what they were able to provide in Cal Raleigh's absence. I think just because they perform well does not mean that Cal Raleigh was not missed. So I want to make sure I'm being clear about that. And as we, look forward to talk about expectations, I think that's still a big part of this. But, credit to them for holding down the fort. At the same time, it just changes the complexion of the lineup. And that's even recognizing that he wasn't necessarily swinging it great beforehand. The whole lineup, just the upside of the lineup just looks so much greater with him at the top of it. And to see him, I know last week I kind of poo-pooed his AAA performance and said that didn't make me feel any better about how he was going to perform once he got back. I still mostly stand by that. However, you hit 5 homers in 4 games or whatever it was. You do have to feel better that he's at least physically in a pretty good place. And I think that's a reason to get excited about having him back in the lineup.
Yeah, I put some pressure on him yesterday. I'm sure he heard. Listens to our show all the time.
Definitely. I am sure he's a top listener.
and he balled out. But let's talk about this acceptance of the piggyback 2.0. It seems like everyone's in a good place now with this piggyback situation. Why do you think it's being received the way that it is?
Probably helps that it did technically work the first few times in terms of the effectiveness. That said, this is a fascinating situation, and I think it's still a little bit overblown because, again, they're only committing to it for another month, and they still do seem to kind of just be pushing these tougher decisions down the road while also acknowledging that more those are still going to come, and that also includes the likes of Kate Anderson, et cetera, et cetera. I do think that it is telling and encouraging that, and Justin Hollander was very open about this, saying that when this first started, the lack of communication, or at least a poor amount of communication, is what led to sort of the discontent from Castillo and Miller visibly, publicly. The fact that it sounds like, based on the reporting, all 6 starters were in the room kind of talking through this, I think says a lot about this team, the clubhouse, the pitchers' motivations, and kind of all being on the same page, being willing to acknowledge that, yeah, there isn't someone in here that should lose their spot entirely. We are all going to have to make some sort of sacrifice, while also acknowledging that the 6-man is more likely to be disruptive than this piggyback situation that they're committing to. But it can't be overstated enough. We have not seen a team do it like this before with 6 starters that they believe in to this degree. So it's really interesting. I think, and I said this when we first started having these piggyback conversations, what is still most important, however these starts shake out, is that you start to have Logan Gilbert look more like himself, like we saw yesterday. Like we start to have George Kirby start throwing better. You start to have Brian Wu pitching better on the road, because those things are way more important than exactly how they manage these 6 starters.
Well, and I think it's important that the piggyback 2.0 version we're seeing is still something they've made clear is just, to the All-Star break, and then we'll figure it out. And I wanted to kind of follow up with you and ask a little more about the difficulties of implementing the kind of changes that, let's say, a listener might be texting in about when they go, why don't just trade Castillo? Why not just put him in the pen? Why not do these things? Why do you think the Mariners are choosing these kind of short-term approaches? It's like, kind of a month-long approach to this and a month-long approach to this. I know that can be frustrating for fans, but what are they trying to avoid here?
Yeah, I think the key is keeping these guys starting pitching workloads. And the decision to move anybody to a bullpen, regardless of whether it's warranted or is deserved because of how they're performing or we think that they're going to tick up, that is a decision where you are very explicitly changing how that pitcher is preparing and how many pitches they're preparing to throw, how often. All of that impacts your roster management, how deep or shallow your bullpen is. And so keeping all of these guys in a length role has advantages, but also in some cases could have some disadvantages depending on how you continue to manage your bullpen, which, as we know, has also been kind of up and down based on the injuries, based on how Munoz is feeling that particular day, and a few other details involving the effectiveness of the bullpen. So it just seems like they're most focused on making sure they are keeping these length options. And if you can roll it out in a way that we did see them do it with Miller and Castillo successfully, where those two guys can handle the whole game and give your bullpen a night off, that's the trade-off. But easier said than done. It's not always going to go that smoothly. And so that's really where this strategy is going to come under a little bit more, not necessarily criticism, but just like it's going to force them to make even harder decisions on a day-to-day roster management bullpen usage standpoint, is when that plan doesn't work as well as it did the first few times. And frankly, they'll be lucky if it does go as smoothly the whole time. And it'll be weird if you have one of these starters coming out of the bullpen, whether it's Kirby or Wu or, I guess we did see Wu out of the bullpen in the postseason last year, but there is going to be some level of adjustment. But I know that the goal is to just keep all these guys on starting pitching workloads.
What'd you think of JP playing third the other day?
I know we've been talking about it for a while. There was getting to the point where I was like, okay, why hasn't this happened yet? He gets hurt again. And then he comes back and, he made at least one nice play last night. And yeah, I think it's interesting because I part of me wonders, it's like, okay, how big of a deal is this? Let's just talk about right now. I know part of that news came with him saying, I want to be a Mariner for life, and I think this is a good way for me to do that. That is a totally separate, interesting, compelling conversation. But right now, as you guys, I think, are focused on, does this make the Mariners better right now? And I think the premise of it is that Cole Emerson is a better shortstop. And so if JP Crawford can prove to be maybe a better third baseman than he is a shortstop, then yes, your team is going to be better. I think most importantly too, JP just being a team guy and continuing to show what he had been showing for a long stretches before he got hurt, being a capable leadoff man, to me, that's even more important than however the left side of the infield shook out defensively. So it's an interesting thing to monitor, just watching him learn this new position. Not totally new. He did, play it a little bit earlier in his career. But the fact that they're getting comfortable with that and that both players can also just focus on playing positions, that Emerson can start to really solidify himself as the shortstop while also adapting to Major League pitching, I do think it's a promising sign, and it'll be interesting to see how JP adjusts.
Wanted to ask you about the loss of Randy Arozarena here, placed on the 10-day IL yesterday with a hamstring issue. When Cal was placed on the 10-day IL, it was massive because, in theory, he's one of your top two bats. He's a leader. He's been great defensively. Last year, it was just the story of Cal. So there was a lot of focus on Cal going on the IL. But, and I'm not saying the team didn't miss him, much like you, but he was not your best bat at the time. He was, in fact, really struggling, just then breaking an 0-for-38 stretch. Randy is your best bat. Randy has been your most consistent bat all year long, even though the defense isn't phenomenal. I think him going on the IL is kind of a different conversation. So was your confidence the Mariners withstand this stint, and how do they do it?
Well, it goes right back to Cal, right? I mean, this certainly wasn't the plan for him to immediately,
it's a trade.
Come back right as you lose this other guy. but I do think it maybe does heighten the expectations or pressure on him to get into a groove quickly. But also JP. I mean, JP, especially from a getting on base standpoint, that is something that he's there to do. That's something that Randy has been doing as well as anybody on this team. But I also got to say, let's want to put a little pressure on Josh Naylor. I mean, that's another one who has been in the lineup for the whole time. He's battled a couple minor injuries here and there, but he's managed to stay in the lineup most every day. That's someone you just, paid a lot of money to be a middle of the order bat. And now without Randy and Cal still trying to get to it, I know Julio's a big part of this too, but Julio has generally been productive, especially over the last month and a half. So Naylor's still one I think we're still waiting to get going. And he's someone that is going to be at the top of the lineup, is going to be getting those opportunities to drive runs in the way that Randy was. And so I think he's someone that really is going to have to step up at this stage.
Julio drives in a run yesterday. I was telling Stacy that it was kind of poetic, right? You got Cal coming back. He drives in 2. You got Julio who drives in 1 as well. And it feels like Julio's kind of been lost in this whole thing, right? He hasn't gotten the attention, I guess, from us, maybe from you as well, that he probably deserves. Where's his game right now? And if you had to pick an all-star, would it be Julio based off of the star power? Because there are guys or a guy or two with better numbers than him.
Yeah, so I just did our power rankings for Yahoo this week, and I was looking at the candidate for each team that could be a first-time all-star. But I also, in going through that exercise, I was just thinking about all-star candidates in general. And yeah, the Mariners are in kind of a weird spot with that, because statistically, Randy was really the only one that was like a no-brainer. I think that, the production you've seen on a rate basis from guys like Canzone and even Raley to a degree has been impressive, but I think we would be surprised if they get that nod. And then on the pitching side, I think also sample size not there, but Bryce Miller's been unbelievable. I mean, he's been pitching at an all-star level across his few outings, and then Hancock has been the most consistent. So Hancock and Miller, right? The other starters have all been all-stars before. Would you see Hancock and Miller? Now back to Julio, is he the best candidate to be an all-star? I would not be surprised, right? Remember, it was last year where he was named an all-star. A lot of people thought he didn't deserve it, and then he decided to back out anyway. I honestly, it'd be interesting. I know he's kind of given, I don't know if he's talked about this yet, whether he would want to go this year if he does get invited again. But I think he would still, I don't think it would be a bad pick if he was called, named an all-star whatsoever, because he has been consistent. He's been playing just good enough that you aren't asking and being like, oh God, what's wrong with Julio? But also not well enough to where he is getting the kind of attention where it's like, oh, is he in the MVP conversation? Is he, clearly the all-star starter? He's just kind of floated right in the middle there. But I still agree with you. I think he does deserve credit for kind of holding it down. And as we've said many times, giving production in the first half that he has kind of struggled to do throughout a lot of parts of his career.
I have a question that's a little tough to answer, but I think it's because none of us know the answer. It's safe to just speculate and just kind of say what we think it is. So I'll tell you what Bump and I said. Cal Raleigh had a quote with Adam Judah, the Seattle Times, on his return and what his IL stint was like, and he said it was really eye-opening. And to me, that didn't feel just kind of like it's interesting, happy to be back with the boys. Guys just throw out kind of stuff where they're like, well, what do you want me to say? I actually thought eye-opening felt like a pretty authentic answer, and it was one kind of open to interpretation because he talked about how that was true as a player but also as a teammate, right? It's his first stint on the IL. He was away from the team because he was in Arizona for part of it. You're sitting on the couch watching your teammates. He had talked in a separate interview with reporters saying you're texting guys like, great swing, great hit, just feeling like a loser, like you can't participate. So yesterday, Bump and I kind of speculated a little bit about what might have been eye-opening to Cal Raleigh. What do you think might have been eye-opening to Cal Raleigh?
I think that it's entirely understandable for a player who has never been on the injured list. And it's not just that he's never been on the injured list. Cal Raleigh, as we know, famously, is the busiest, most involved player on the team. And most catchers are. But when you go from doing the most work, you're spending more time than anybody else. You're dealing with both sides of the ball. You are doing as much baseball all the time because there's always something that demands your attention, whether it's your own game, whether it's taking care of a pitching staff. And that is what he has been doing essentially nonstop, at least in season, for the last 4 years, any break from that has to be jarring. And as he says, eye-opening. And so I imagine that that level of appreciation has to change. And I'm sure motivated him, not that he needed motivation, to get back and to be almost rejuvenated. And in some ways that could be a blessing in disguise, right? Because I think when we watched Cal early in the season, and this also includes like spring training, WBC, the weight of what he accomplished last year at some points started to be like, oh my God, like this is a lot for him to deal with. There's a lot of expectations. And to the point where it was probably a little bit less fun. I think getting it taken away from you for a month or so probably made him be like, oh my God, like I need this. I want this. I love this game so much. And to be excited to just do his thing again. And also because of the time that he missed, because of the slow start that he got to, like, he's not going to be an all-star this year. There's time for him. If he hits 25 home runs the rest of the season and the Mariners surge to first place and like a top 2 seed, I wouldn't be surprised if Cal still finds his way into MVP votes if he catches. I know that sounds crazy right now. I know that sounds nuts. I'm talking down ballot. I'm talking, 8th, 10th place. But there's still an opportunity here for him to be one of the most important players in the league. And I think he knows that. And I think he sees the opportunity that is still there with the Mariners. And to be this franchise player. And I have to imagine the time off really sparked that excitement to be back in the middle of that for Seattle.
He's Yahoo Sports' Jordan Shusterman. Make sure you are checking out Baseball Barbie Cast, one of our absolute favorite listens. Jordan and Jake are phenomenal. We've been lucky to be able to talk to both of you. Jordan, we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Jordan.
Sounds good. See you guys.
See ya. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
I love this. It's a best things edition. So first down, what is the best thing about the NBA Finals?
This year, the best thing about the NBA Finals was the dislike between both teams. You could tell they did not like each other. This was who Oklahoma City beat last year in the finals? Who was it?
God, I'm blanking. Curtis, who did OKC beat last year?
Indiana.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Pacers.
That was the softest finals I've seen in a long time, right? I grew up in the late 90s with Jordan getting at it, 2000s where the Lakers didn't like the Pistons don't like the Lakers. Like, there is a competitive spirit when two teams just don't like each other. I love that Wemby walked off the court and didn't shake their hand. I'm like, yeah, so what? I'll be back next year. I love that Wemby was throwing elbows and getting at dudes. Wemby himself is bringing back the style of basketball I love. Not this flopping, not this soft stuff. And I appreciate basketball for what it is now because it's the most skilled it's ever been. You got 7'5" guys who can handle and shoot. Say what you want about SGA. His mid-range is crazy. He's a good ball player. He flops a bit. Skill-wise, these dudes are on another level. But it was too nice out there for me. I like the back and forth. So that's what I appreciate the most about this year's NBA Finals is that these guys did not like each other. They didn't hide it, and they got after it.
See, I think of Draymond Green as being a little more old school than not. Did you see what he had to say about it?
About what?
Wemby.
Not shaking hands? Yeah, he said you look your killer in the face, you shake their hand.
Yeah, and he said when you're at your lowest as a man, that makes you tougher.
Isaiah Thomas didn't shake Jordan's hand. Bird didn't shake nobody's hand. I'm either way, I'm good if you do shake someone's hand. I'm good if you don't.
Okay.
You do your own thing.
You don't see it as weakness.
Nah.
Yeah. Second down. What's the best thing about the World Cup?
The best thing about the World Cup, I got several things. I love waking up and looking at memes of Europeans trying our food. Now they understand why we big out here. You know what I mean? Because our food is good. They're like,
we can't help it.
I saw this one meme of this English lady. She goes, when I go back to London, do you have ranch? And they don't have it. She starts crying. Like, she starts naming all these things. One, I love seeing that. Two, I love seeing just the different cultures. You want to learn about the culture of a country in just a little snippet. Just look at their fans. Like, the way they celebrate, the passion in the World Cup is like something I've never seen before. I love seeing the Algerians take over a park in the East. I love seeing the Scottish go to Fenway and take that over. I love seeing the Mexicans and the Koreans come together in Mexico and party and all that stuff. You got the clash of cultures. Even if you don't like soccer, you don't have to like soccer. The clash of cultures is crazy. I love it. The world really comes together. Unfortunately, Argentina and Algeria got into it and throwing hands in Manhattan. But it happens sometimes.
That's tough.
It happens sometimes.
Then the South Koreans and Mexico made up for it by chugging like a margarita cake stand.
Yeah, exactly. So you get both. It's the clash of cultures. And you know what I really do like, too, is America does not have a good reputation around the world right now. And hearing Europeans and everyone come over and say that we've been welcoming. Like, the middle class finally has a voice.
Yeah.
And they're getting to see what we're really about. We're not everything that you see in the tablet. So I appreciate that, too.
Third down. More Best Things edition. What's the best thing about MLB?
One of the best things about MLB is that on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock, you can get 20,000 people to show up to a game at summertime. And no other sport on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock, well, people, I don't know if y'all got jobs or not, but they will show up to a ball game and cheer their team on. Summertime baseball over the past maybe 6 years has really kind of got me. Like the whole scene, right? The sound of Rick Riz, the smell of hot dogs and pizza or whatnot, the sun shining. And when the sun is shining out here at T-Mobile, the skyline looks crazy. A Wednesday 12 o'clock game just does something for me. And I think it's something special because no other sport will people show up and watch that game on a Wednesday.
You know what I'm always a little jealous of? So you could, in theory, do our job remotely, but we don't really. And I'm not jealous. I like going into an office and seeing my friends. But I always get a little bit jealous of the people that clearly have remote jobs, or at least do on, like, let's say a Friday or Wednesday or whatever, and then they're just working. Like, the office is the ballpark that day.
Yeah.
And you'll just see them with their laptop, maybe, like, way up in the, third section, third row or whatever, just kind of chilling. Like, oh, that must be nice. You're just working outside for the day.
Just chilling. I like what 206 says, a game is on every day, MLB. You
Yeah,
can count
I
on the
love
game.
that.
Every single day there's something to watch. Yeah, but a Wednesday matinee game just does it for me.
Fourth down. What is the best thing about football?
The best thing about football is that there's a position for every type of body the good Lord has created, right? From the petites like yourself, the kickers. From
My petites, Kyler.
The average size men like myself, the skill guys. From the big boys in the trenches, you know what I mean? Linebackers,
I call them the talls.
The talls. There's a position, especially in high school. Once you get into the NFL, it kind of, you got to really be a certain size. But in high school, you look at a high school football team, all of us, me, you, Matthew, Curtis, we could all be on a high school football team. And I think that's cool, man. You talk about inclusion. Football is inclusion.
What would our
it's
positions
something for everybody. You would be...
slot receiver.
Nah, you'd be a kicker.
Okay.
Matt would be my right tackle. Curtis would be my Byron Murphy.
Oh.
I like that.
I don't.
Bashing skulls.
I think I could have a cooler job.
I mean, the kicker won the Super Bowl for him. See?
Yeah.
Right.
Jason Myers kicked, 6 field goals?
6 field goals.
Ken Walker was MVP. Could I be a running back?
Hey, Sam Darnold in the mic'd up, he was advocating for Jason Myers to be MVP.
Yeah, he was. See? Stacey, I don't think you can run very fast.
That's rude.
What do you call it? You're not a land athlete.
That's true. I'm not a land athlete.
You're amphibious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You are listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, Brennan Sorsby's agent gets defensive.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging the line, driving to left center field, falling pass.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
One thing you may not know about your boys, I was pretty nice on the soccer pitch bump here, and with football taking over our region this summer, it makes me think back to the love of the sport. I'm excited to hear about our listeners getting to matches and falling in love with the sport too. I love hearing our listeners take the trip up to Silver Reef Casino Resort. I've been telling you guys, it's a hidden gem in the Northwest. You got to make it up there. This summer is perfect for a quick road trip where you can just enjoy your destination. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails Golf Course and spend the night at Silver Reef. Make a weekend out of it, or just take a personal day and enjoy the nice weather. Trust me, you deserve it. Relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy a meal at the steakhouse. It is on point. Have fun at their sports restaurant and enjoy the Cantina, authentic Mexican restaurant. I love the burritos. I love the quesadillas. Plenty of reasons to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa yet. Take some time out, relax, put on a robe, do what you do. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com, Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I've trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a very long time, so I know injuries happen. But when Emma tore her ACL on the mat, it was bad.
I typically have a pretty high pain tolerance. I gave birth 6 times with no pain meds at all, but this felt like a 10 or 20, really.
She was evaluated by an orthopedic surgeon.
He also told me that surgery was the only thing that I could do.
Instead, she came to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
I can do everything normally. I train, I spar.
Pain level at a 0?
Yes.
So you recommend it?
Yes, actually, I asked him if it was okay for me to take copies of his pamphlet, so as soon as somebody gets injured, I can just hand them a copy.
So whether it's a hip like I had, or a shoulder, elbow, ankle, wrist, knee, whatever it is, before choosing surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first. Go to drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Michelle here. Look, in sports, the best teams know when to make their move. Sherwin-Williams is making theirs with 30% off Super Paint, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products, June 12th through the 22nd. You know, I'm looking at these studio walls. I'm thinking I wouldn't mind a little more red in here. Just get that Cardinal spirit going. Yeah, I like that. Order online, get everything delivered right to your door, or swing by your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is a job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Mariners at Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline. Brendan Sorsby and the gambling scandal has engulfed most of the timeline over the last week and a half, and it continues today. But there are new developments, and we got to tell you what's going on here. So Brendan Sorsby, the latest was broke earlier this week that he is going to enter into the NFL supplemental draft and will forego playing at Texas Tech. It felt like something that just wasn't going to happen anyways, but there we go. So there's an end to his college career, but obviously not to, in his hope, his football career. So he continues to be part of news. His agent, Ron Slavin, joined Dallas's 105.3 The Fan this morning and went on defense for his client. First, explain why he decided to go pro.
Ron, why did you guys make the decision now to leave college for the NFL?
Just came down to too much pressure from everybody else on Tech, and Brendan still wanted to play at Tech. This wasn't Brendan Sorsby not wanting to play college football. This was Brendan Sorsby just being advised by the school that I think it's time for you. You know, we had 7 days left to file for the supplemental draft and didn't know where this thing was going to go. So we won in court. We did our job on our side, but for whatever reason, the world melted down like football was ruined forever.
I can't imagine the reason. He said that the ruling was unfair. Initially, to judge, I shouldn't say the ruling. He said it was unfair to judge Sorsby. They won the ruling on something he did when he was so young.
How many 18-year-olds make really bad decisions? And there was never any integrity of the game violations. Everybody loves to have an opinion, and I'm so tired of watching people get on TV and blab their mouth when they have no idea what they're talking about. And unfortunately, it's not just in Brendan's situation, it's in most situations. And unless you're Brendan or Brendan's family or myself and my team, nobody really knows what happened. And the opinions out there were, you would have thought this kid committed major crimes and did the horrible things. And the reality is as an 18-year-old, he made some bad decisions from his dorm room when he wasn't traveling with the team in Indiana.
I'm going to pause. I do have one more to play where he says there's someone else, or rather something else, that deserves the heat here and not Brendan. But when he says at the beginning of this, there's not really any integrity of the game thing at risk, I do want to clarify, just in case it's lost on absolutely anyone, that there was not a question as to whether or not Brendan Sorsby placed these bets. That was something he admitted to. Mm-hmm. That was something that found to be true. That is not just allegation. He, in fact, placed tens of thousands of dollars worth of bets over several years as a college athlete. That was on his program, and that was on other programs, including other programs at his own schools like Indiana basketball, and it was also on professional sports. There is no question that he, in fact, placed these bets.
Yep.
So I'm confused.
You know what this sounds like? This sounds like they are operating from a place of privilege, right? You operate from a place that, he's just 18. He just made a mistake.
He's just a boy. He's a baby.
Just a kid who was in his dorm room. No, you broke the rules. You broke the rules. There are consequences. He said, I'm tired of people getting on TV and blabbing about it. All right, we'll do it on the radio then. We'll blab about it because Sorsby, is not the exception to any rule. That's the thing, is that some people think that because of whoever they are, because of who they are, who they play for, where they come from, that they're the exception to the rule. No, you're not the exception. You should be made an example, and that's exactly what has happened. That's why you're going to the supplemental draft. And I guarantee you, if this agent didn't have the job that he had, and he was just a person who followed sports and was looking at this from the outside in, his opinion will probably change. His job is to get on the mic and defend his client and do all that stuff. But he's not keeping it 100. He's not keeping it real. He is keeping it real in the sense that he realizes his client made a mistake. but he doesn't want his client to own up to the mistakes and have to suffer all the consequences that come with that.
Exactly.
Why? Because you're operating from a place of privilege, and quarterbacks operate all the time from a place of privilege. If this were some other player, I bet you some just lower level dude who was just on the team, maybe wasn't selling jerseys, no big NIL deal, maybe they'd be going after his head. So that's what frustrates me, is that he's admitting his client did wrong, but he's saying, but it's just a mistake, a slap on the wrist. No, if that's the case, then there are thousands of people who just need a slap on the wrist for doing something dumb.
You know what else is driving me crazy about it, too? Because I completely agree. It's the point of privilege, and it's acting like 18. It's like he wasn't in control of his own decisions. It's also the moving of the goalposts with anything. Now, people do this with all kinds of things. But, yes, this was not murder. Murdering someone will and should, in fact, get you kicked off a football team. But so, too, will gambling.
Yeah.
By participating in gambling, that also violates the rules. Now what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
okay, yeah, he didn't murder someone. It doesn't make what he did not against the rules. Like, you can't disallow any level of nuance and then just to pretend that, like, oh, well, because worse violations would exist and worse crimes exist, this one actually isn't that bad. And it's like, sure, if we're having a conversation about morality and like whether or not someone's a horrible person, I don't think Brendan Thorsby is a horrible person. We're not having that conversation. We're having a conversation about whether or not he violated school code and whether or not he's challenging the integrity of football, to which the answer is yes.
You know what, Stacey? I don't like unmarked cop cars. If I'm speeding and I get pulled over by one, I'm taking the ticket, I'm taking it on the chin, and I'm going on my day because I broke the dang rules. It is what it is. Come on, man.
One more here from Ron, and then we'll move on to another story. He points, rather than to his client, clearly it's his client, to Cincinnati, saying that program should be getting heat.
They didn't do anything wrong here. If anybody should be questioned or be catching heat, it should be Cincinnati, because they knew for 2 years and never said anything and didn't do anything about it. So that's the part of the story that gets lost. And again, it's like, this is a 22-year-old kid who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke. He's had 2 girlfriends his entire life. He's at church every Sunday. He's a great human being, and I guess his biggest fault might be he's too giving.
Oh, he sound like R. Kelly right there. My heart too big. No, man.
If anything, my client is too perfect.
Honestly, he's only had
Goes to
2
church,
girlfriends.
Doesn't drink, doesn't
He's had
smoke.
2 girlfriends.
2 girlfriends. So what?
And
what does that have to do
what?
with breaking the rules? He broke the rules.
Some
Come
of our
on,
nation's
man.
serial killers have had no girlfriends. Not saying he's a killer.
He
It's
sounds
moving
so
the goalpost
dumb.
again.
He sounds so dumb.
What I like is the very beginning, right? Like, listen.
They didn't do anything wrong here. If anybody should be questioned or be catching heat, it should be Cincinnati, because they knew for 2 years and never said anything.
And what should they have done, Ron?
Should they have suspended your client?
I fear that we've gotten into a little bit like a logical fallacy here. It's actually their fault, not my client. My client is an angel. It's on Cincinnati for not doing anything. And what should they have done?
So you're saying
So you're
your
implying they
client-
should have done
Yeah,
something.
You're saying your client should have been punished.
I hate this so much.
Shut your face.
The idea of not even saying, like, what in your mind should Cincinnati have done? Enter him into a rehab program, and then I guess what? Like, what was the task there? If he was doing absolutely nothing wrong, it drives me crazy. We do need to move on. We have one more story here that's pretty cool. Let's jump to the NBA. So much for the nobody watches basketball crowd, because the 2026 NBA Finals were the most watched, and I cannot believe this stat. In nearly 3 decades. It's the most watched NBA Finals in 28 years, which averaged 20.6 million viewers per game on ABC and ESPN. Game 5 averaged 24.5 million viewers and peaked with 33 million, which makes it the most watched Game 5 in 28 years. That was Jordan's last trip to the NBA Finals. I guess I can because it's New York, but in 28 years?
Yeah. I mean, have there been... What was
Like
the biggest matchups? I mean...
That's true. New York, obviously.
Yeah, it's New York.
In
Steph Curry and
99?
LeBron James in there.
I know,
Yeah.
but...
The Lakers,
Bang,
the Lakers have won. Lakers and Celtics played, 2 finals in the span of 3 years?
Yeah, and 10 and 12.
But New York is
New York.
just, it's
New York. As much as I hate to admit it as a West Coast guy, New York got it, man.
Yeah, well, and how many people were tuning in, because it was a really cool story. Like, we joked all the time about how stunning it was that a team from New York was kind of the underdog. And that was with the Spurs not being a powerhouse by any means, but it had been 53 years And I think just anytime a drought, some kind of history can be made, you're going to get people that have nothing to do with New York that did not grow up Knicks fans going, well, let's just see what happens.
It makes
here.
sense because I was legit on my feet yelling at the TV while the Knicks were playing.
Let's go around the dime, and the Mariners go for a series win tonight against the Orioles in Game 2. Pregame starts at 5:30 p.m. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. on Seattle Sports. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. Let's figure out how the Mariners can make it work without Randy next.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive in the left center field. Falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
How you do one thing is how you do everything. And for 104 years, Wayscarf Ford has treated their customers a very special way. They call it the Wayscarf way. Stacy here, and I've personally felt that. I've driven my new Ford Bronco from Wayscarf Ford for over a year now. Getting it was exciting and stress-free. But each time I brought it in because of a minor bump or because it was in need of service, their team has been amazing, super friendly, very polite. They explain that each vehicle they sell includes a complimentary lifetime powertrain warranty. That means it covers your engine, transmission, rear end, and also seal and gaskets for any of those components. And if it's a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive like my Bronco, that warranty covers the transfer case as well. They also have a 5-day or 500-mile, 100% money-back guarantee. I always leave Wayscarf Ford with a smile on my face. And now you should too, with rates as low as 3.99 on approved credit and no payments until football season to help you save even more. It's the family discount, and it's only at Wayscarf Ford in Auburn, wayscarford.com.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit eastsideexterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
It's the Diablo Performance Event at Par Lumber. Get 20% off all Diablo tool products, including saw blades, drill bits, and hole saws. Premium performance, unbeatable price. Now through June 20th at your local Par Lumber. Visit par.com for more details.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over there at People Come First Construction Group. You know I love my acronyms, PCF. They designed and built our outdoor living space for Molly and I, and we just loved it. And right now, PCF is making it easier than ever to get started on your new dream deck with 50% off your custom professional design and architectural drawing package. That means you can save over $9,000 on your project. And with 12 months of no interest, no payment financing, you can design your deck now and pay later. You know, most people who start with a design package end up with the exact outdoor space they've always wanted and dreamed of. This offer is your first step. Do what we did and contact PCF Construction Group today. Get your project ideas, browse amazing photos, and find all the offer details at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place. With People Come First.
Give something that matters this Father's Day. Time. At LeMay, America's Car Museum, you'll share stories, laughter, and interest in something new. All ages will find enjoyment from the most advanced racing simulators in the world to children's activities and grab lunch at Cafe El Coreano. It's more than a visit. It's a lifelong memory for dads and kids of every age. It's the gift you'll never forget. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org. That's americascarmuseum.org.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Going Mariners back-to-back here. Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill joining us in 15. We'll get back to the NFL coming up at 12:30, taking a look around the league. Before we do, though, let's talk about how the Mariners can make yet another stint work without one of their best players. Here's the difference, though. When Cal went on the IL, he's massively important as a leader. Obviously, as working with the pitching staff, there's no way to measure that, and that's big. A ton of power, we get it. But he was not playing at his best. In fact, you could argue he was playing at his very worst when he was placed on the IL. Broke an 0-for-38 stretch with 2 singles, actually, against Houston, and then it was clearly just time to get healthy. Randy Arozarena going on the IL is slightly different because he's been playing some of his best baseball. And I'm not talking playoff Randy, but I am talking looking like an all-star Randy.
Mm-hmm.
So how do the Mariners weather this storm? A little bit different. Both catchers did great in place of Cal. Massive getting Cal back. We saw the difference that can make last night. I'm wondering what it looks like without Randy and what they do in the meantime. Who needs to step up? What happens?
Woo. Randy hitting 291.
291.
7
Greg.
bombs, 33 ribbies. 826 OPS. Who needs to step up? I think Cal being healthy at this moment is perfect, right? Because you're getting some power back. Now, Randy doesn't necessarily hit for power. Drives, runs in, hits for contact. So I think Cal obviously is going to step up and try to fill that void. But I think it's got to be someone like Dom Canzone. Someone who can hit for power, someone who can get hot, someone that we've seen do that. I think it's going to be Cal. A combination of Cal, Dom, and then JP coming back and being able just to get on base, right? It's going to be a team effort, but I'm looking at those 3. I think Cal heavy lifting, Dom's the hook, and JP's the jab.
Let's take a listen to what Jordan Shusterman had to say. He was with us to open up this hour. You can go back and listen to hour 2 of the Bump and Stacy podcast to hear Jordan's full interview. Lots of really good stuff there on Cal's return. But let's talk about Randy's absence. Cal was one of his answers in terms of who needs to step up, and then take a listen to who else.
Well, it goes right back to Cal, right? I mean, this certainly wasn't the plan for him to immediately come back right as you lose this other guy. But I do think it maybe does heighten the expectations or pressure on him to get into a groove quickly. But also JP. I mean, JP, especially from a getting on base standpoint, that is something that he's there to do. That's something that Randy has been doing as well as anybody on this team. But I also got to say, let's want to put a little pressure on Josh Naylor. That's another one who has been in the lineup for the whole time. He's battled a couple minor injuries here and there, but he's managed to stay in the lineup most every day. That's someone you just, paid a lot of money to be a middle of the order bat. And now without Randy and Cal still trying to get to it, I know Julio's a big part of this too, but Julio has generally been productive, especially over the last month and a half. So Naylor's still one I think we're still waiting to get going. And he's someone that is going to be at the top of the lineup, is going to be getting those opportunities to drive runs in the way that Randy was. And so I think he's someone that really is going to have to step up at this stage.
Now, Jordan's right in theory. Here's what's tricky about it. While x-rays on Josh Naylor's shin came back negative, and while he was not placed on the IL, he is dealing with both right shin and wrist injuries, was not in the lineup yesterday, likely to be out for a couple more days, according to Adam Jude. Is it fair to expect Naylor be one of those guys when he's dealing with his own stuff? Not bad enough to be completely out, but at least bad enough to be out of the lineup yesterday.
I think it's a bigger ask than it would be if he were healthy. Obviously, when guys on 100%, they start to compensate a little bit. The feels are all off. I think Naylor is the natural, I guess, third guy in this equation. But because he's injured, I take some pressure off him.
So let's go more big picture rather than just a couple guys that need to step up. Because I agree with you. Cal's one half of it, and then I kind of have a rotating cast of like, well, maybe it's pitching, maybe it's the bullpen, whatever it is. Let's just ask a bigger question. Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being, oh, man, I'm worried, and 1 being, I haven't thought twice about it. What's your worry level about the Mariners' ability to hang on to first place without Randy for at least 10 days?
I think they can do it. Worry level, I'd say maybe a 6. I'd say a 6.
That's a little more worried than I thought you would be.
Yeah, well, 6 to me ain't that worried. 6 to me, once I get to 7, then I'm like.
What's a 2?
A 2? I mean, a 2 is I'm asleep. I ain't paying attention. I ain't watching the
A
games.
2 is I didn't hear the question.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't even know.
Nah, I say a 6. A 6 to me is I respect the position they're in. I'm not saying that they will not be affected by these injuries. So that pushes it to a 6. What keeps it from a 7 is I think there's enough when you look at what's going on around the division to where they could be okay. We've seen guys. I mean, last year, I think we pointed out, we had a segment or two where we pointed out how every guy on this roster has had a moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at the guys who are available. Cole Young's already had a couple moments this year. Obviously, Cal just had one yesterday. You got Colt Emerson, who's playing above and beyond what I expected from him. Really where it gets shaky is when I'm looking at Ref Schneider, and really that's it, because Ref ain't had a moment this year. I mean, Dom has hit bombs this year before, so they're enough for this situation. For the long haul, no. If we're talking long haul and we had to deal with all these injuries and Naylor being out and all that stuff, I'd say worry is a 7 or an 8. But for right now, just, 10 days you said maybe? Next 10 days?
Yeah.
I think they'd be all right.
Curtis, I'll turn to you for just kind of a vibe check, if you will, for this one as well. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very nervous and 1 being you haven't thought twice about it. What's your worry level for this team's ability to hang on to first place? I'm not talking record, just to hang on to first place without Randy in the lineup for 10 days.
I'm not overly, like, I'm not thinking this is the end of the season or anything.
Bump was a 6.
I think I'll give it a 4 right now. And I think my confidence comes from the Mariners being able to withstand the loss of their most important bat for over a month, and Cal, and still being in first place. And yes, it wasn't so much the Mariners playing great as much as it was the rest of the division being so bad this year. But even without Randy in the lineup for what will be at least a week and a half, I still look at them and the rest of the division and I say, yeah, this is still the best team in the AL West.
Mm-hmm.
I think talent is going to win out in the division over the course of 162. And I mean, just looking at the schedule that remains for the Mariners over the next 10 days, you've got 2 more against the Orioles, a very beatable team. The Red Sox have been awful this year. So you should win at least 2 of 3 over the weekend. Pittsburgh has been decent this year, and they play in a tough division, the NL Central. And then Cleveland has been the best team, or one of the best teams in the American League Central. But again, that division's not very good. And then the Angels to wrap up the month. So, all of these series are very winnable, even without Randy.
Someone said Colt Emerson's our best player. I have 2 things to say about that. One, I think that doesn't give Randy enough credit for what he's been to your club. Mm-hmm. Colt Emerson and Julio, I think, are 2 of your 2 most talented, like just talent players. Randy has been phenomenal for you. Like Bump said, hitting 291. He and Rayleigh and Julio are at the top of the list when it comes to almost any offensive category for this team right now. He's been absolutely massive for you. I will give the 206 who texted that in, credit for this. Colt Emerson debuted after Cal was placed on the IL, 2 days after Cal went to the IL, and had kind of a month, right? He had just started, and it was really promising. It was really cool. We talked about how mature his ABs were. But that version of Colt Emerson, like everything was brand new. This is your debut. Yeah, he's only like a month in, but this version of Colt Emerson is at least a little more experienced. So I'm saying, I know it's only a month, but like, I do think now you can kind of add Colt Emerson to the list of reasons that you're not
What's scary is this is when I expect the dip. I hope it doesn't
No,
happen, but this
why?
is because, man, it's just too good to be true.
We could have ended this on a high note.
I'm sorry.
How dare you? That's okay. We'll talk about Colt and the piggyback and plenty more with Mariners broadcaster Gary Hill next.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive into left center field. Falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. An equal housing opportunity builder.
Do you need a new roof? Visit 3treeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and secure $500 off your project this summer. Our technicians build a custom plan to ensure a high-quality roof installation every time. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
I had pain, I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025 or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Hey, when was the last time you inspected your crawl space or your attic? What's the last time you went in there just to see what kind of shape they're in? Oh, never? Yeah, same. I don't want to go in there. Most homeowners completely avoid those areas, but it is important to check on them regularly. It's why you call Crawl Pros. They'll come out and go where you don't want to. Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And yes, when Crawl Pros came out to my place, they realized we had a little problem with our insulation. So they've set about fixing it, and they did a great job. But if you've got the same problem, they'll also look to see what kind of energy rebates are available. Right now, local utility companies are incentivizing homeowners to make their home more energy efficient with proper insulation. And some homes qualify for several $1,000s in savings with these utility rebate programs. So don't just assume your crawl space and attic are in great condition. Do what I did. Call Crawl Pros today and schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection and find out if you've got water water intrusion, mold, rodent issues, or even damaged insulation. Schedule your crawl space and attic inspection at crawlpros.com.
Longer days, warmer weather, and a stronger you all start at Top Fitness. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and right now, check out the Top Fitness Big Sale in all 3 of their stores. Every category is on sale. Home gyms, weight plates, dumbbells, treadmills, and stair climbers like I've got. Great deals on display models, too. Have a home gym that needs some help? Get your rubber flooring and all the accessories you need. Get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no-interest, no-payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through June 30th.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Orioles 3-1 last night. Logan Gilbert allowed a single run in the first before retiring 16 straight batters. He gave up just 2 hits and struck out 10, matching a season high through 7 innings. Cal Raleigh, in his first return back from the IL, went 1 for 3 with the go-ahead 2 RBI single. Game 2's today at 6:40 p.m. Pregame show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Gary Hill joining us now in studio. Gary, so rarely. Normally you're on front of a screen for us where there's like a photo of Matt behind you. But now you're here in person. Did you dress up for us? You look so dapper today.
Yeah, Curtis said jackets required moving forward.
Oh, interesting that Curtis told you that.
I'm wearing shorts today, actually. One of my classic pranks.
And obviously, whatever Curtis says, I
do.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm just going to jump into last night's game. It was so amazing to see Cal and JP back. Obviously, I was not there. I was watching on the broadcast, but you could hear the standing ovation Cal was getting. Fans were clearly excited. I was happy to see it didn't strike out. I was even happier to see that he actually kind of met the hype, right? Everyone's excited to see Cal, and then you have this go-ahead 2 RBI single. Tell me about his night.
That was a great moment. It was great to just have his presence back in the lineup. We were looking around at the end of that road trip, and it's like, because Cal is out.
Yeah, who's here?
JP, Donovan, Naylor leaves the game. Like, we're looking around like, are we going to have to play?
Yeah.
Am I going to be in this game?
You were going to be their first baseman.
Yeah, if the trip was 3 games longer, I think there would have been real problems. But, so it was great to see JP back. It was great to see Cal back. Just being there, right? Given we're looking at the lineup, and it's like, man, because for any team, this isn't a Mariners thing. This is any team. If you take 4, 5, 6 guys out of your lineup, that's really hard to overcome. And I actually thought the Mariners were doing a good job of overcoming the Cal and Donovan loss because, you saw Canzone and Raley. They're having really big years, especially against righties. And Cole Young's been pretty steady. And Cole Emerson has given the Mariners a punch. So I thought they were doing a good job of overcoming. And then it gets to the point where you start to lose a Arozarena and Naylor's out. It just becomes too much at some point where – just realistically, you're not going to score a ton of runs like that. And so I think that hurt them on this last road trip. But seeing Cal back and seeing JP back, it does give you a lot of hope moving forward, because when you think about, okay, you get the middle of the order intact, and hopefully that's a minimum stay for Randy. And then you start to think about, okay, that pushes other guys down who have been super productive. And you can see how this could be a really good offense with it intact. And hopefully it's intact sooner rather than later.
Sometimes I'm blessed enough the station gets me really good tickets and I get to sit right behind the dugout. And I'm big on just feeling the energy of players. And Colton Emerson gives me energy that is exciting. He's just savvy out there. I don't know how to explain it. What do you see when you see Colton Emerson play?
I see a player that can be really, really good. He has all the tools. You watch him play, you forget sometimes that he's 20. Like, he has hardly been at this in terms of professional baseball in his professional life. And yet, here he is smacking home runs and doubles, and has already been a guy, especially with the injuries, that the Mariners have relied on to help win games. It's remarkable to me that at his age, and because I always expect, especially at that age, my expectations are not high, and I expect some real big ups and downs, and that's really not what we've seen.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been excellent defensively at third base, at shortstop, so much so that we saw JP at third base last night. And he's provided some real punch. And I thought there would be more power coming down the road, given his profile, and he's been kind of a gap-to-gap guy. But we've seen a lot of power already, like some serious homers, too. And it makes you really dream on what he can be when he reaches his potential, and really what that middle infield can be, because we could be looking at a Colt Emerson, Cole Young middle infield for a long time in Seattle, which is really fun.
Logan Gilbert threw 7 last night, sat down 16 after giving up that RBI single. A fantastic outing for him. He's had them before, obviously, but hasn't been able to get quite as deep into games the last couple years. How much of that is just Logan, like the fastball's working? Sometimes you're going to get those nights. How much of it is Cal being back? So what are some of the factors at play where we can maybe see a little more of that, Logan?
I think overall he's been trending in the right direction. You look at his last, 5 starts or so, outside of one, he's really been pretty good. The last time out was weird. He had that, 50-pitch first 2 innings. It was a little scary.
And then was amazing.
Yeah, then was amazing, which he needed to be because they had no bullpen that day.
Yeah.
So he really locked it in after that. So I think this recent stretch has been very encouraging, and I think he's just been more efficient. The stuff, for the most part, has been there through the course of the year, but foul balls and deep counts and that sort of thing. So we've only seen, especially early, the 5-inning outings, something like that. But he's been more efficient recently, and the stuff has ticked up. Mm-hmm. Like the fastball has been much more of a weapon recently, and I think that's the Logan Gilbert we all think about. The opening day starter Logan Gilbert, right. All-star Logan Gilbert, and that's such a difference maker for the Mariners.
With the all the injuries that have happened with this team, I've adjusted the way I look at this team. I'm like, all right, just stay afloat, be steady. What does that mean to you? What does that look like to you if I say, hey, the Mariners need to, just keep pace and be okay?
I think that's right. And to me, that means, hey, try and stay where you are, which is first place in the division still. And really, when you look at the landscape of the American League, they're still rolling out the second best run differential in the entire American League through all of this. Like, this has not been a smooth sailing season, clearly. They've had their struggles. They've had their injuries. They've been fighting through a ton. And yet, here they are in good position. They're in playoff position. They're in position to win their division. So I think what you hope is they get healthy offensively. They get healthy in the back end of the bullpen. The rotation stays healthy. And they take off at some point. They stay in this kind of position in first place-ish, and then it all happens when they get healthy. I think that's what you're hoping for. And if they can stay in first place until then, that's great.
Can you explain for listeners how this kind of 2.0 piggyback is going to work and why the Mariners, and presumably the starters this time around, have decided it's the way to go?
Yeah, they're on board with it. I think as the pitchers themselves look around and the front office looks around, they have 6 pitchers that are major league starters, real guys, real major league starters. And so I don't think any of them felt good about demoting any of them to the bullpen. There's just who goes to the bullpen. I don't know, especially if you ask them to make their own decision. Like, which one of you goes to the bullpen? I don't know who they would choose, right? So I think this is a fair way to do it. So essentially, everyone's going to be involved. There's going to be a piggyback. Everyone's going to take a turn at it, essentially. And there's not that many of them. There's only going to be like 3 before the trade deadline or something like that. But everyone's going to take a turn. Funny enough, it's going to be Miller and Castillo to take the first turn. So what we've seen before, but everyone's going to take their turn through. What it does is it does a few things. One, it keeps everyone's pitch count up, so everyone stays a part of the rotation moving forward. One of the fears was you move a guy to the bullpen, and 10 days later, he's not a starter anymore. He's a bullpen guy, which when you need him is not exactly helpful. I think one of the things that they won't talk about, but I look at it as I think innings are important for a team. I know it's kind of a weird conversation to have because they're, a game and a half in first place. But I think bigger picture, when you think about a team that's trying to make a deep playoff run and play a month longer than the regular season, I think watching starter innings is going to be important. So if you can save a couple innings here, a couple innings there, I think is helpful, especially down the road. And I think Hancock is a guy that the Mariners are going to have to watch too, because I think he's between majors and minors, I think his high in a season is 130 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he's been great, but he's already creeping up on his major league high. But he's someone that I think you're going to have to watch through the course of the season because as we have seen, and this is no one's fault, it just injury happened with Wu last year. But you can see when you lose a guy like that in the playoffs or a guy like that is not 100%, how much it makes a difference. And having as many of those starters or all those starters healthy in the postseason and ready to roll in the postseason, I think is enormous. So I look at that as a side benefit too, as trying to save some innings along the way.
Why do you think this piggyback feels different? The first one seemed like forced to all right, we have to do this. This one, the way you're describing it, it seems like everyone's on board. Was there like a kumbaya, let's all sit down and talk about this? Like, why does this one feel a bit more well received?
So it's one of the things I love about Mariner fans because I think Mariner fans and Seattle fans, not only do they love great performance, I also think they want guys to be happy here, you know, and enjoy playing in Seattle, enjoy playing for the Mariners and that sort of thing. So I felt like it was pretty emotional for the people on the outside to see Castillo and Miller not thrilled with the situation. So I think it was mostly emotional. And when the pitchers all come out and say, hey, we're all on board with this, I think it's pretty easy to accept from the outside that, oh, they're all on board. Let's go. I just think it's perception. Now, I will say the first time around, if one of the pitchers had been sent to the bullpen, they wouldn't have been happy about it. It's just we wouldn't have seen the emotion. I think it was different when you saw the emotion from Castillo in the dugout, for example. So I just think it was emotions more than anything.
I wanted to talk about kind of reality of roster construction during a season and then kind of our fantasy baseball hat that we all tend to put in. I can already tell you without looking at the text line that what some people are saying is, well, why don't you just put Castillo in the bullpen? Or why don't you just trade a guy if you've got 6 starters? You could use more offense if guys are hurt. You could use another bullpen arm. I wanted to throw that critique your way because I have my own opinion about kind of why maybe I wouldn't. But what would you say to fans who just say like, well, if you have 6 starters and could use help elsewhere, why not just trade one?
So trades don't happen until the deadline. That's just fact in baseball. Trades never happen. I mean, last year, I guess the Devers thing happened at this exact time last year, but that's such an oddity.
Yeah.
Like in life, everyone needs a deadline. And usually with trades, teams need a deadline to actually make the trade. So as much as that would be a great idea to get something that you need, it just doesn't happen this time of year. And part of it, especially with new baseball, with the extra wild card, there's so many teams in it. I just don't think teams are ready to make a call. Even if they're back, like a team like Baltimore is a great example, who the Mariners are playing now. They're far back, but they're a talented team. And they could easily say to themselves, hey, we could still do this. And once you punch your ticket into the postseason, literally anything can happen. So I think teams just, at this point of the season, aren't ready to make a call yet. So I think trades are hard until the deadline. And that can be more of a discussion, I think, when we get to the deadline. Until then, you're left with, hey, figure it out with 6 guys or send someone to the bullpen. I think it's more nuanced than people realize, sending somebody to the bullpen. Take Castillo, for example, who's never pitched there. One of the key factors to being in a bullpen is bounce back. And we see that with Bizzardo, and we see it with Ferrer. Like, those guys can pitch all day long. You have no idea what the bounce back's going to be for anyone. I mean, not just Castillo, Gilbert, Kirby. Guys have been starters their whole lives. Can they pitch back-to-back days? Can they pitch 3 out of 4? I mean, these are questions you have no idea. And is this the time you really want to try and find out or not?
Yeah.
And especially when Castillo, for example, trending in the right direction, he's more valuable to you as a starter, I think. And maybe when you get close to the end of the season, you can make a call like that. Like, maybe move a young guy to the bullpen. I mean, when you're pushing for the postseason or in the postseason, all those things go out the window. When you're in the middle of a season, it's a little different because you're going to need more starters along the way.
I always think about, and Bump, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Bump's made this point when it's football season. Well, no, you've made this point, so I want to get to it because I'm sure. We get a lot of questions during the football season, and that hasn't been about Seattle lately, which is great. But how many times, Bump, have you seen questions about other teams when it comes to starting different quarterbacks? And someone says something like, well, why don't you just try him for this weekend and see how it works? And Bump has always said, and it's something I've always remembered and have kind of applied to this Mariners decision, Bump has always said, like, those decisions have emotional ramifications that you can't just undo. If you bench a guy and then you put him back out there, it's not like he can completely forget that you benched him, and his teammates can't forget that. And it's not like it changes people's perception, but those relationships and that trust and that confidence always is altered a little bit. So you can't really put the toothpaste back in the tube when you make big decisions like that.
Yeah, and especially with, let's take Castillo, for example, who has been the guy for the Mariners. Last year, the Mariners don't make the postseason without him. You think about all the injuries they had last year, and Castillo was the guy that took the ball every 5 days through all of that. And there were so many times where, the bullpen's pretty short today. You have to pitch 6 or 7, and he did every time. And so he has been towards the top of the rotation for a long time for the Mariners, and a rock for the Mariners, right? So there is something to that if you just demote him that probably has some ramifications, not only for him, but maybe, I don't know how the rest of the staff feels like that for a guy that is a mentor for a lot of them. Like, he is the veteran for that group. So there is the real life
people part of it.
Yes, there's
humans.
the people part of that that's really difficult. It's really difficult to manage.
All right, he is Gary Hill, kind enough to join us in studio this time around. Thanks, Gary.
Anytime Curtis calls, I am here in studio. It's like the bat signal.
Thanks, Gary. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Headline rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, lost in all of the Mariners news yesterday. Randy Arozarena is going to the 10-day IL. Josh Naylor dealing with a wrist issue in addition to the shin issue.
Oh, no.
And then Luke Raley scratched yesterday with lower back tightness.
Great.
What's the real headline?
Congratulations, you might be playing for the Mariners today. The Mariners did make a roster move, bringing back Connor Joe and then sending down Curtis Washington, who was there as kind of like an emergency option yesterday. So Connor Joe back with the squad.
I didn't expect Connor Joe to look the way that he looks. I don't know what to expect. Like,
you mean like how he was as a player, or
no,
literally
like his
how
hair?
He
like, I don't know the picture I had of Connor Joe before I saw him, but I saw the hair. I was expecting.
What was the picture of Connor Joe?
No, it wasn't that though. But I'm happy for him. He's back. What I'm not happy for is his roster, man. It's like week after week after week, you're getting hit, but you're still in first place. Just got to tread water, stay afloat. You got some firepower back. You got Cal back, got JP back. Cole's playing good. Cole Young is still there. It's a price you pay, though, man. It's a long season, so just keep fighting.
If there is any good news, it's that Josh Naylor wasn't placed on IL, that Luke Raley wasn't placed on IL, so you do have Randy down for at least 10 days, but eventually Raley and Naylor will be back out there. Probably not Naylor for today, given Connor Joe's back up here, but maybe for this upcoming series against Boston. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2. Lost my place. Oh, there we go. The New York Knicks are holding their championship parade tomorrow. What's the real headline?
Hey, I'm celebrating here.
Hey, bada bing, bada boom.
Get out of the way. I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah, the ticket tape. It's falling.
Give me
here.
some cold cuts from the deli. We go to delis here more than you guys. Oh, it's what do they call the little mini marts?
But the bodegas.
The bodega.
Yeah. The mini marts.
I'm from a different part of New York. What up, son? Meet me at the bodega. Kid, where is bomb? That's the
Bacon,
New York.
egg, and cheese.
I'm kicking with. That's a different New York.
I have an
Other
Italian
side.
accent. My parents have been here for 5 generations. Hey. I'm from Queens, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm repping Harlem.
No, congratulations to the Knicks. Nothing else to say about the parade. I just really enjoy doing a New York accent. I do want to take a moment to say that New Yorkers, one thing they do that really bothers me is they say online instead of inline. And while we're talking about the Knicks, I want to get that one out there too and say that that's wrong.
Online instead of inline, like I'm standing online?
Yeah, they say, because my sister's boyfriend's from Queens. Oh, yeah, she's online over there. They say
Really?
online.
That's
they're
Talking
online.
dial-up?
I think they mean like on that line, but they say online.
Really?
Yeah, get online. What?
I'd be like,
what, in a forum? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I don't have my laptop.
Get online.
Can't
Yeah.
get online.
You know what? Get offline. Touch grass.
There's no Ethernet plug-in around here.
No, go get online. What? It's so confusing.
You want to talk about the Knicks now?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Hey, congratulations to the Knicks, man. It's 53 years in the making. A quick note I heard about Jalen Brunson. I didn't know this. I heard it this morning on First Take, I think it was. High school state basketball player of the year, dropped 50 in the state championship. Villanova, 2-time national champion, All-American. And then he gets to the NBA, drops 45 NBA Finals MVP, NBA champion. He was destined. This dude is he just wins and wins. So let's see if he gets some respect on his name next year.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, 38-year-old Lionel Messi had a hat trick in Argentina's World Cup opener against Algeria yesterday. What's the real headline?
Who says MLS stars can't succeed on the global stage?
I know that's right.
Come on.
Hey.
Made in America.
That's exactly what I've always said. Notoriously made in America.
What do you ever do before coming to the States?
Nothing.
Huh? Yeah. You bum.
Well, he's great. Is that a hat trick?
He's only got murals in Argentina, that's all.
No big deal.
Nice to see an 80s baby.
Didn't matter till he got here.
Dominate.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What team does he play for?
Miami.
There you go. Good job. Yeah. You guys are on one of this headline, so I'm just going to let you guys do your thing.
Yeah, second headline.
Hey, Messi, three goals. Has the most goals in our World Cup tournament history now. There we go. There's a stat for you.
Curtis,
I mean,
if you
that's
wanted
cool
to do...
if scoring goals is your thing.
Yeah, but
sure.
that's not really what I care about.
What is wrong with y'all?
I don't know. We're giving a lot of 1 p.m. energy right now, and it's not even 12:30. Maybe he was talking to Gary Hill. He always puts us in a great mood.
He does, yeah.
Matt, though, did
Very
it make
disarming.
you jealous that Gary had so many great things to say about Curtis? That Gary said, anytime Curtis calls, I'll be there. Did that
Didn't
make you
say
feel...
that about Matt.
Yeah, he didn't mention you at all, actually. Did you feel a way about it?
I think it's finally time that people know the truth. Gary Hill is just a mean, cruel person. Just
Okay.
one of the worst
Wow.
people I've ever worked with.
Wow. What's the meanest thing Gary does, even?
He calls me words that I can't actually say on air during the
Calls
games.
me
It's really
words.
tough.
I don't think he talks about you at all.
No, Gary's the best. I've had him. I think he has been on every single episode of every single Bump and Stacy or Wyman and Bob that I've had to produce. Like sometimes on back-to-back days. Because I just don't know enough people. And he always says yes.
Gary, it's me again. Can you join us for a second time today?
Gary, can you join us at 11 and 1? I am desperate for guests.
Please help out. No, thanks, Gary, for joining us. Just a fun show. And look, I don't know what possesses Curtis and I to do the New York accent, but when we're talking about the Knicks, it's hard not to bump. It feels
just get
good.
lost in it.
Yeah, it just consumes
It's been
you.
happening for about 3.5, 4 years now.
You know that one actor, what's his name, who played Elvis? And
Austin Butler?
Thank you, Austin Butler. And people were making fun of him because they were like, he went into Elvis's character and then never left.
He's method acting.
They were like, he's method acting, but not in a Daniel Day-Lewis, wow, this is really working, in a way where it's like, bro, drop the accent. You're not from Tennessee. This is really weird. That's Curtis and I with the New York stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
It just
I really love that for
acting.
you guys. I love it for you guys. It's fun. It's fun to witness.
Taking a look around the NFL next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and Cruising It This Summer is back at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and so are some of the biggest acts in entertainment. Bingo Loco taking over Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel on Saturday, May 30th. Think bingo, but with DJs, dance-offs, prizes, and a full-on party vibe. Then Master Mentalist Colin Cloud brings his hit show, Colin Cloud Mastermind, to the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel Ballroom Saturday, June 13th. You won't believe your eyes. Tickets on sale now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here. Those in the know wait all year for the return of the Copper River King Salmon, available now at Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar. Caught in Alaska's legendary Copper River, this wild king salmon is the rarest and most sought after of the run. Chef Howie's team over there, they prepare it simply. Fire grilled, lightly seasoned, really allowing this remarkable fish to speak for itself. Available only when the daily catch allows, and when it's gone, it's gone. So make your reservation at Seastar before the season slips away.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Meet Matthew Preston. Inside his apartment, everything he holds dear is protected by Progressive's Renter's Insurance, like his laptop and a surprisingly valuable collection of baseball bobbleheads. Outside his apartment, his laptop is still protected, as are his bobbleheads, which he carries around with him for reasons no one knows. Renters, the limits of protection aren't just the four walls of your home. When you're in Progressive's Protection Zone, get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Spring is the perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home.
Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Give something that matters this Father's Day. Time together at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Share stories, laughter, racing simulators, kids' activities, and lunch at the new cafe. It's more than a visit. It's memories. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Taking a look around the NFL, we're going to start with Seattle, though. We know who will be replacing Nolan Teasley and Trent Kirchner in the Seahawks front office after the pair departed for Minnesota. NFL Network reports Seattle is promoting Willie Schneider, yes, that's John Schneider's nephew, and Matt Berry to their new roles as assistant GMs.
Bet you won't say that about Schneider, talking about Jalen Brunson and his daddy.
Oh, that Willie's a Nepo baby?
Uh-huh.
Everyone's a Nepo baby. No, I shouldn't say that. Not everyone's a Nepo baby. I'm not. But I think you can fairly say Nepo baby about anyone. Now, you don't have to be that sensitive about it. Not you, just in general. But if you're in a front office, if you're on a team, if you're Jalen Brunson, if you're in Hollywood and your parent's an actor, your uncle's an actor. You're a Nepo baby.
I hope I do enough to where my kids can be Nepo babies.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't always mean it's a bad thing. There are many deeply qualified. First of all, I said it about Jalen Brunson because it worked for the joke. I said, who would have thought that a Nepo baby would be a Nepo? Yeah. Now, Willie is related to John. That doesn't mean Willie is not incredibly qualified for this job.
No, Willie's been grinding. John just don't hire anybody.
Exactly.
You got to put him to work, man.
Yeah.
And if you
I'm
look
sure
at,
there are many family members people haven't hired.
Yeah. If you look at just how things happen over there with the Seahawks, you look at Chuck Arnold, the president of this whole thing. He was an intern at that piece. Dave Pearson, who's pretty much McDonald's right-hand man, was an intern there. So, no, I doubt that he is Nepo, but he worked for that for sure.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't just no problem, buddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey, what you doing this summer?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. You got to be qualified. So congratulations to Willie and to Matt Berry, who we've heard about for a long time. Mm-hmm. So it's an incredibly accomplished front office that is one of the best in football right now.
And you know what that means? Willie Schneider's going to be a GM somewhere in about 5 to 6 years.
I can't tell. I was reading that he interviewed for one somewhere, and it's also crazy because GMs are getting younger and younger and younger. Or maybe I'm getting older. I don't know. One of the two things are true. Both things are true. Mm-hmm. The GMs are getting younger, and then I'm like, wait, what do you mean they're my age? I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. Anyways, congratulations, Willie and Matt. I'm sorry about saying the Nepo baby. It was a joke. It's a joke.
I'm sorry. I made it seem like
No, I know. It was related to Jalen Brunson from yesterday. It's just, we're moving on. Will the Buccaneers pay Baker Mayfield, or will they let him play out on his current deal? ESPN's Dan Graziano says Tampa isn't exactly thrilled with the idea of giving Baker a top-of-the-market contract right now. Take a listen to what Dan had to say about the situation here.
I think the issue here is the Buccaneers really like Baker Mayfield. The question is, to what extent financially? The contracts that they have had him on since he got there make a lot of sense for them. But if hypothetically he wants to be paid in the mid $50 million a year, I could see the Bucs saying, well, we do like him, but we don't necessarily like him that much. And that could be what we're seeing, right? Like if there are questions about durability going forward. How much do we want to commit, et cetera, based on what we've seen? I think that's where the issues lie. And with 1 year left on his contract, and obviously it's getting a little bit contentious, it seems, at the very least, I think it's fair to wonder. There were a lot of good vibes around that team this time last year, and they had a very disappointing season. And, that does change your perspective on a lot of things.
Is it fair for Baker to ask for a top-of-the-market deal? It's not like those go to the very best quarterbacks all the time.
Timing's everything. If this was 2024 when he threw 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, completed 71% of his passes for 4,500 yards, I think he'd be in the conversation. But because of the year he's coming off of 26-11, 63%, no, I don't think he will get that or should get that. I'm looking at the guys who are getting paid in front of him. You got Sam Darnold at 33. Then it jumps up significantly to Jared Goff at 53, Love at 55. I feel like he should be around 40, though. Should be around 40.
You know what's interesting about his situation? Not only is he so much better than Jacoby, but the Cardinals, we joked about Jacoby not really having much leverage because while the Cardinals didn't really have any other options, they also aren't that intent on winning this year. I think that they very much like to have the number 1 overall pick in a quarterback class that's going to be much better than last year. The Buccaneers are in a horrible division where they could very much be in the playoffs. Yeah. So that's a different kind of leverage.
Yeah.
That's interesting to me. And that's aside from Baker just being better. It's like, well, they also need you. They need to win. You know what I mean? They have a chance to get to the playoffs, realistically.
Baker's backup is Jake Browning. Browning had like a 4. Legit should be in the mix when it comes to the playoffs. So it's not the long-term deal that he wants, the security that he wants, but if he just does anything like he did last year, he'll get paid.
Do you think guys like that feel pressure from the players' union? Because they're looking at it going, well, George, you're one of the best receivers in football. You play for Dallas where they're going to have Super Bowl expectations, or their fans are, fair or not, every single year. You should be holding out. You should try to get this money. If you play under this franchise tag, it's going to make teams think they can franchise tag their top guys too. Like, I wonder how much pushback guys like that get from the Players Association.
I'm sure there's some type of conversation.
Yeah.
But if I'm George Pickens, I'm telling him I've made $8 million in my career.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm a $30 million a year type of receiver. Let me go ahead and get this money.
Next up, let's jump to Cincinnati. Joe Burrow is feeling excited about his Bengals' chances in 2026 after a busy offseason.
I want everybody talking about the Bengals. I want everybody talking about what I'm saying in my press conferences. You go back and watch what I said before 2019 season at LSU. I feel very similarly about this team. I'm so excited to get started and get moving, and I wish we would ramp this right into training camp so we can continue to improve. Because I feel like, there's so much greatness that we're going to be able to achieve this year. I'm just excited to get going.
The Bengals are favored. Their over-under, rather, is 9.5 wins this year. Let's see. I think not favored to win the North.
Probably still Baltimore.
Yeah, but I think that there's some more hype around this team given they're all a little healthier and the defense is presumably going to take a step forward.
Yeah, pick up Boye Mafe, you get Dexter Lawrence, you draft Cassius Howell, I believe is the young man's name. He should be excited because they've addressed the biggest sore that this team has had over the years, which is the defense. And if you could just be competitive, the Bengals are the type of team with the way it's constructed right now. If they just get in, you never know because Joe Burrow can carry a team. He can carry them through the playoffs and put up 30, 35 points. I would be excited if I'm him too.
Last one here. Let's take a listen to what Jared Verse, now with Cleveland, had to say to his Rams teammates before leaving.
I got to tell everybody, I don't, it sucks. I'm not going to be here. I love you guys to death. You guys are going to go out there. You guys are going to dominate. You guys are going to do everything you can do. You guys are going to play the best you can. You guys got 17 games for sure. Who knows what's going to happen after that, but just go dominate. And I told them the most important thing, make sure I'm not going to cuss, but the words I used, make sure you beat the Seahawks. That's all I care about.
Jared Verse, with the Browns, still hates Seattle.
Living rent-free, baby. Champs of the world, Craig.
Who the Seahawks never have to worry about again? Jared Verse, because he plays in Cleveland.
Which is actually a good thing, a compliment to Jared Verse, because he was kind of a nightmare when he was with the Rams. So
don't worry, just got to deal with Myles Garrett now.
Yeah, no big deal. No big deal. It did not get easier. That's okay. We're going to continue to preview the rest of this Baltimore series, talk about expectations, talk about how they power through without some of these injuries, talk about how long some of these injuries could be. And then at 1, we're going to get to some Seahawks stuff. We've been a little light on it today, that time of the year, but we do have some new interesting sound from John Schneider. That's all coming your way next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
At Dunn, relationships are everything. It's why we build a culture around building the best relationships possible, building joy and trust, one interaction at a time. So whether you need trusted advice, help with material selection, project planning, or loading your vehicle, we go the extra mile to remove as much of the hassle as we can. If there's anything we can do to serve you better, contact me personally, Mike Dunn at dunlumber.com.
Dunn Lumber. Building success together.
Your home is your sanctuary. How it looks and who you trust to make it look the best is paramount. All Covered Painting works with Seattle homeowners who care about details. Experienced in-house professionals who handle every local project with all the care your home deserves. They listen to your vision and help bring it to life. Book All Covered Painting for your summer project and ask about a complimentary color consultation with an interior designer. Recommended by homeowners, allcoveredpainting.com.
Honey, did you invite the minions over?
Hello. Well, you know how we talked about getting Wi-Fi from Xfinity?
Yeah.
I ordered it this morning, was online in minutes, then they showed up.
So they just came over to use the Wi-Fi?
They even brought their own devices and spell book.
You didn't give them the new Wi-Fi password, right?
No.
That's good.
I gave them our old one. Because Xfinity lets us keep the same network name and password so devices connect instantly.
What do they want Wi-Fi for anyways?
Better not to know. Plausible deniability.
Get streaming or scheming instantly with same-day Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Plus, lock in one price for the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi for 5 years. Guaranteed. And see Minions and Monsters only in theaters. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sinks overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This summer, the Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich and Pineapple Dragon Fruit and Sprite are back at Chick-fil-A.
Girl, it's back. We've been waiting. I love that honey pepper pimento sandwich.
And that pineapple dragon fruit and Sprite is everything. It's got that razzle-dazzle that makes you stop and say, okay, wait a minute.
I love the creaminess of the pimento cheese. It's savory, it's bold, it's flavorful.
Our faves are back. High five, girl.
Which fan favorite will you choose? Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Dave Wyman here, and the folks at Bellevue Rare Coins say higher prices have enticed more Americans to cash out their jewelry, gold, and silver items. Here's a story from a real customer. She walked into Bellevue Rare Coins with an old bag of jewelry, a little bit nervous, a little bit embarrassed because it was mostly old tangled chains and pieces she hadn't looked at in years. When they gave her the total, she couldn't believe what it was worth. Go see what your jewelry is worth with a free consultation. Bellevue Rare Coins is now in Linwood, Issaquah, Tacoma, and Bellevue.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
This Father's Day, do more with Dad and spend less with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. Get him fired up with a new grill and accessories, like the Next Grill 5-burner for just $299, so you can spend more time together while he becomes the grill master he was always meant to be. Or build memories with savings on top brand power tools so you can tackle projects side by side. Gift more and do more together this Father's Day with help from the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See HomeDepot.com/price match for details.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I think it's really important for salespeople to hold each other accountable. In particular, like more seasoned salespeople, guys that we've had around now. One of the deals we have that is kind of a unique of the Lee Johnson Auto family is we have really long tenured employees. I mean, long-term people.
The LJ way.
And we tell them when we're interviewing, we're looking for someone who wants a home. Someone that's career-oriented, because we do have upward mobility. So you get longer-term employees here, and the longer term they are, the more they're empowered to hold their peers accountable, right? In my eyes, it's just a reflection of the people that we've put in place around them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We are diving into some Seahawks news. The latest from an interview with John Schneider coming up in less than 15 minutes. Let's take just a bit more time talking about the rest of this series against the Baltimore Orioles. It started well enough with Seattle pulling off a 3-1 win, 7 excellent innings from Logan Gilbert, who retired 16 batters after an RBI single in the first, then allowed 1 base runner via hit by pitch, then retired 3 more. So fantastic day from Logan, fantastic day from Cal Raleigh, who made his return, 1 for 3 with a walk, 2 RBI, go-ahead single. Great. Fantastic news. Let's talk about the rest of the series. 2 more to play. You got a matinee series finale tomorrow. Today's game 2, 5:30 p.m. pregame show, 6:40 p.m. first pitch. First, Curtis, tell us a bit about today's pitching matchup. By the way, brought to you by Eastside Exterminators, George Kirby against Kyle Bradish. What can we expect?
Well, Mariners saw Kyle Bradish last week on the 11th, so that would have been Thursday. That was the game on ESPN. Mariners did get to him for 5 runs in 4 innings. Unfortunately, that was also the game where Brian Wu got lit up. So the Mariners did not win that one, even though they did put up a pretty good offensive showing against Bradish in that one. So I would not say that I'm particularly scared of what Bradish brings to the mound. His ERA is at 4.30 this season. So there should be opportunities for the Mariners to get their bats going.
Now let's talk about those bats, because Bump, probably no Naylor today again. TBD if we see Rayleigh or anyone else out there, but no Arozarena, no Naylor. Crawford and Cal are JP and Cal are back. What are you going to be watching today with this lineup, with this offense?
What am I going to be watching? One, I just want to see George be in a good place. When George is in a good place on the mound, as everyone knows, he's one of the best in the game. And then I'm just going to see if they can get any offense early. I think that's going to be key with this lineup in this game, right? Can you just give George some support early so he doesn't feel like he has to be dang near perfect? We know he likes to throw strikes. That's what George likes to do. He likes to throw strikes, so it gives opportunity for Baltimore to put out and play. And then fundamentally, defensively, let's just be on point. Let's make the plays that you're supposed to make. Let's make my buddy just texted me that Tomlin used to say this is make the routine play look routine, right? Just make the play you're supposed to make. So we'll see. I'm interested. I want to see how or who steps up, because I asked for Cal to do it. He did it. Julio did it last game. Of course, we want them to contribute, but it feels like the stepping up has to go on a rotation, right? Who's going to be the guy this game to get things going?
Absolutely agree. Again, I think we're going to be talking about how great it is to have this kind of depth for a little while longer, and I know that that's frustrating to people, but what I don't want to see is when this lineup comes out around 3 or 3:30 or whenever it is, someone take a look and go, this lineup, guys.
It's not a World Series lineup.
Let's be honest about where this team is right now, okay? You are not going to have Naylor, probably. I don't know what's going on with Rayleigh. You are not going to have Arozarena. It is what it is, okay? You're going to see some guys out there, like, I don't know if it's Connor Joe, but you're going to see guys out there that you're going to go, you're going to win a World Series with this team? No, you're going to survive with this team. That's the plan right now. And Bump, you think they can do it? Again, not a great American League, not a great American League West. Curtis talked about how Kyle Bradish can get pushed around a little bit.
Yeah, he also talked about the schedule, too. You know, you're playing Baltimore, who is underachieving this year, but they've also shown that they can play with it. You got Boston coming to next and Pittsburgh. It's one series at a time, one game at a time. I know that's cliche. You don't want to hear that, but you literally have to think about it this way with the way the roster is. I mean, you have a lot of names that are out, but thankfully you put yourself in a position to where you should be able to weather the storm. So hunker down and get ready to go.
All right, then you are taking on Boston. I know we're kind of looking ahead here a little too much, and I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying the Mariners have opportunities here. However, Boston is not good. And I think that if ever there was a stretch, Curtis already made this point, so I'm stealing it a little bit. If ever there was a stretch for you to get by without one of your two best bats this year, it will be against the Orioles, who have been uneven as well, and against Boston, who, their odds of getting to the playoffs right now, and it's only June, are like 12%.
Mm-hmm.
They're having an incredibly disappointing season. This is the stretch where you kind of want to take advantage of it. You don't have to you're not facing the Yankees. You're not, I know that they haven't always taken advantage of bad teams, but I think you're getting a little fortunate with your schedule in June.
Yeah, you are. And you take advantage. You're fortunate with your schedule. You're unfortunate when it comes to the injuries. But like I said, there's enough here. We've seen, and I think you pointed out early, Stacey, is that Colt Emerson contributing the way that he has is huge.
Massive.
If you weren't getting that, I'd be a bit more tight about this situation. I also said I expect the dip to come soon, so I hope I'm wrong.
And you ended the segment that way. I was so mad. You said, but I don't know. I mean, maybe he'll be bad.
I said, this is when I expect the dip, though. It's inevitable. He's going to have it. Let's just hope he holds it together through this next couple of series.
That's so funny. Just throwing out like a random, like, I don't know. Probably not, though.
That's the grumpy old man right there.
I know.
It's coming.
And you know what? Maybe it is, but he's been especially great. And, shame on me, because I've been leading this entire segment like we're talking about how the Mariners can barely keep their head above water, like gasping for breath. They're in first place. They're a game and a half up. And there's a world, maybe, where they start to take off. This was Jeff Passan the other day with Brock and Salk.
When you go from a guy who hits 60 home runs and slugs 600 and has a great relationship with the pitching staff and brings them comfort, and you remove that from the situation. I know games-wise it's been removed for 30, but I think you're spot on when even for those first 40 that he played, it wasn't Cal Raleigh. And provided that he is healthy, that he's not, as his tendency would be, that he's not just fighting through this and making it look good, that he is actually healed, I think this is the sort of thing that has the ability to launch the Mariners.
What if this does launch the Mariners? And I know that they're without a couple guys, and so we're really going to be saying this once Randy and a few other guys are back, right? Once the whole lineup is actually out there. We mentioned earlier how it feels like we've seen maybe a handful of games when they all are. We'll have that conversation then. But what if there's a world where they go on a nice run? What if I don't need to be this cautious?
There's a world. There definitely is a world. Whenever you have the pitching that you have, I think the piggyback is going to be a good thing. I'm buying in. Second time around, I'm buying stock in this whole thing. They could be okay, but I want to see it today because that, like you said, the lineup hasn't been released, but it's going to be an interesting lineup. Yeah. I assume there are going to be some names that haven't got a lot of ABs.
Look, Connor Joe's going to be out there.
My guy, Connor Joe.
Okay. You're going to see Miles Masterboni out there.
Masterboni.
No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Maybe.
I don't know. Oh. We'll see. I don't know. But I better not see one single person say, this is what you're rolling out?
If they say that, they don't understand the climate of the team.
You don't know ball, bro.
Oh, I'm not saying that. They just don't know the injuries that this team has.
That's what it is. All right. John Schneider recently sat down with Seahawks.com's John Boyle and Jen Mueller. Let's take a listen to some of what he had to say next.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Those in the know wait all year for the return of the Copper River King Salmon, available now at Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar. Caught in Alaska's legendary Copper River, this wild king salmon is the rarest and most sought after of the run. Chef Howie's team over there, they prepare it simply. Fire grilled, lightly seasoned, really allowing this remarkable fish to speak for itself. Available only when the daily catch allows, and when it's gone, it's gone. So make your reservation at Seastar before the season slips away.
Pests and poor installation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit eastsideexterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 25% off windows and doors or 12 months, no interest, and no payments. We're also giving back to the community with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Get ready for soccer's biggest stage. Join Dick's Sporting Goods for a pep rally at Northgate Mall June 19th, featuring a live DJ, activities, and more. Bring the energy and rep the red, white, and blue before kickoff. Dick's Sporting Goods at Northgate Mall, 9 a.m. to noon.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts,
ball games,
and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners take on the Orioles for Game 2 of a 3-game series today. George Kirby against Baltimore's Kyle Bradish. First pitch at 6:40 p.m. Pregame show starts at 5:30 on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. The Mariners made a quick roster move ahead of this one. Connor Joe has been recalled from AAA Tacoma. In a corresponding move, Curtis Washington Jr., who was brought up yesterday as an emergency outfielder, has been optioned back to Everett.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. John Schneider looked back at the 2025. Why are you still laughing?
Matt gave just the stankiest face after whatever he said to you.
Matt has nothing but barbs for me. He's taken many a successful shot and landed it. It hurts my feelings.
Little behind the scenes peek. At 1 o'clock every day, Stacy does the 1 o'clock dance. And it is one of the more insufferable things she does, which is really saying something because it is a day full of insufferable actions.
I like it, Stacy.
Thank you, Bob.
I look forward to it.
I bring energy to the show. I'm the personality hire. We're moving on. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. John Schneider, you're doing great. You're doing so good.
Just talk about sports.
Sat down with Seahawks.com's John Boyle and Jen Mueller to look back on the Super Bowl run the Seahawks just went on, and we learned a bit about kind of his perspective on this team. Let's start with how it all started. John was asked whether or not he saw all the outlets that were picking them to win just 7 games last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, Armani Perez keeps all the quotes on his. Yeah, he keeps all the quotes.
It really is bulletin board material.
Yeah, he puts it up on his board behind him, like while he's studying. It's pretty cool. So we'll go in there and look at his board and be like, all right, I guess we're supposed to win 7 games this year, and that's great. It's hard not to because it's entertainment, right? Like it's daily. It's in our face, and it's part of like the off season and fans like just enjoying the game and studying the game, whether it's a draft or free agency or and people just can't get enough of it. That's why we're all blessed to be able to be doing what we're doing because the fans are so it's just such great entertainment.
I'll say I did not think that they would win only 7 games, but I certainly didn't think they would go on to win a Super Bowl. I will be honest about that. I wondered if Sam would have to be kind of a bridge quarterback, and then they'd have to really figure out the run game. That's how I thought that they'd win. Oh, the run game's going to have to be number 1 in football. I was wrong. But why do you think so many people saw them as finishing 4th? Certainly 3rd, but even 4th in the division.
4th is crazy.
4th was wild
4th
behind.
is
Considering what Arizona looked like in hindsight, looking at this division, that anyone had Arizona over them. But what do you think people were seeing, and then what were they not seeing?
Well, they saw the departure of DK Metcalf, at the time considered maybe a top 8 receiver in the game. They saw Tyler Lockett leave as well. I know Tyler obviously wasn't a young spring chicken anymore, but he was a staple. Like, they saw things that were familiar with the Seahawks no longer be there. Geno was a starter for 3 or 4 seasons. And then you have a new or a rookie, not a rookie, second-year head coach, but he's still young. And you looked at Sam Darnold, and people didn't believe that he was going to be able to duplicate what he did with the Vikings. So people saw the departures and what was there and thought quarterback was either a downgrade or a parallel move. Mm-hmm. And then they didn't think that JSN was going to be the guy that JSN became.
That's a big part of it, too.
I didn't think JSN was going to go for 1,700. I thought he could be a number 1 receiver. I mean, when DK was out against the Rams, he went for like 150 or something like that, and could have broken maybe like 170. Could have broken Steve Largent's single game receiving record if it wasn't for a couple of penalties. Like you saw, if you weren't following the Seahawks closely, you just saw the transactions made and not made and guys leaving and said there's no way they're going to be able to put something together. What you didn't see or couldn't foresee, a lot of people didn't foresee, was Nick Imawari coming in and doing the things that he did. That you have a Drake Thomas step up week 3 or 4 and play that position. That you would have a Kobe Bryant have his best year as a pro. So I could see why people didn't pick them to win the division because of all the questions that were there and then the performances you got from guys that you weren't really expecting or counting on. But 4th is a slap in the face. I mean, I had them at 10 wins. I had them at 10.
Which was it was fair. 4th is disrespectful. I really like that point, though. In week 10, even though it was a stellar week for Sam, if I remember correctly, but in week 10 and even now, people are still doubting Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
No one is doubting JSN. No one is doubting Mike McDonald or his defense. No one is doubting Ken Walker, really, who obviously went on to Kansas City. But to your point, you kind of forget how much doubt there was around more than just Sam. It wasn't just Sam to start the season. It was also that there were a lot of question marks about multiple people. I don't know that a single Seahawk, I think some defensive guys, but like no one knew DeMarcus Lawrence would be as good as he was with Seattle. Like no one expected Zach Charbonnet to have 12 touchdowns. No one thought that Ken Walker would not only get to 1,000 yards, but to have that run he went on in the playoffs with 300 yards over 3 games. I just think there was so much doubt around more than just Sam. And it's a good point because when the season was underway, I kind of forgot it.
Sam was just a cherry on top. Well, and you got Sam Darnold.
Exactly. Yeah. Like JSN became so unstoppable and so automatic that I was so used to the conversations kind of beyond week 8 being like, now how are they going to stop JSN? That I kind of forgot how many people were questioning JSN too.
It's because of his stature. People can't believe or don't want to believe that a guy that's 5'11", 6 foot can be a number 1 receiver. But this ain't 2000. This ain't the 90s. Even what in my era, 8 to the 10s, they were always looking for that Terrell Owens big boy receiver. That's why when a DK leaves, you're like,
what are you gonna do?
They don't have that anymore.
Yep.
But you don't need that anymore if you have someone that's special. I saw a video of JSN yesterday, windmill dunking. Like that's how explosive and athletic this dude is. So the doubt was there. I understood the doubt because I had some doubt myself. I didn't think they were going to go to Super Bowl.
No. But you know what? I wonder part of it, too, is like in hindsight that he was incredibly boxed in by, shockingly, Ryan Grubb, where it's like you would think that he would have explored different ways to use him. And I know that he had 1,000 yards and still kind of had what was a breakout sophomore season at the time. But it was very much in that traditional kind of like, oh, he's a slot guy.
Yeah.
We're going to use him for what were they doing? Screens kind of over the getting out into the middle
and it's
screens.
the design of Grubb's offense too was more suited for an X or a Z on the outside. Just getting real vertical and not really going across the field.
All right, let's get to more from John. His opinions matter more than mine. When did he know this group was unique?
It was in training camp, and it was watching Clint the offensive staff, this new offensive staff, interact with Sam, and then watching Sam, interact with Drew, and everything those two had going on, and that cohesiveness during training camp. Like, okay, offensively, this is going to be improved, and yeah, it was definitely watching Sam move throughout the building and work and kind of come into a leadership groove like right away.
Why do you think we keep hearing about chemistry? Whether it's from John, whether it's from Jeffrey Chadilla the other day, we keep hearing about the chemistry being pretty obvious early.
Why do we keep hearing about it? Because it's real. Because it's necessary. And I really think that Mike Macdonald being part of a national championship type team with Michigan and being in that college environment, then making the trip to Baltimore, being under a head coach in Harbaugh who's been there, done that, he's been able to take and really put some emphasis on just the relationships. You realize that's important. The best teams I've ever played on, we were just close. I mean, I played on bad teams that were close too. Mm-hmm. But it's important because you're dealing with so many different personalities. You got to find a way to connect and be on the same page, whether that's shadow boxing, what they do, these sit-down meetings, the walks that they used to do. Some people think it's corny. It's real, man. That stuff really builds some connections. When I was a freshman, one of the best things WSU ever did. When I was a freshman, we sat down and they made all the freshmen sit down in groups of 5 and just talk to each other and learn each other. Then they would insert like a junior or a senior, and we'd just sit there and we talked. And that brought us together because now I know something about this person. He's not just number 18. Yeah. I know his name and I know where he's from. Not just the punter. Yeah, like I understand exactly who he is, why he is the way that he is. And there's something that happens on a team that really knows each other and not necessarily love each other, but just respect each other. You don't have to – I respect dudes that I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew where he's from, the struggles he went through, and that he was going to work hard. I didn't like the way he talked to other people or something, but I respected him because I knew he was going to work hard. Mike Macdonald has tapped into that on the professional level, which I think is harder to do because you got millionaires in that locker room. You're convincing millionaires to, like, humanize themselves and be vulnerable and bring guys in. And when I was in the NFL, our locker room was not like that. It was very separate. It was very divided. And that's probably why we're 4-12.
And the efforts to build those connections are so intentional for Macdonald. I loved this part of the conversation. You and I have talked about it a ton, but it's because we think it's one of the most underrated parts of coaching. The thing that's easiest to overlook when we just all talk about, this guy's smart, he knows X's and O's. Well, everyone does, but can you command a group of men, and can you get them to not just build that chemistry, but believe in each other and buy in? John Schneider talking a bit about that level of buy-in Mike Macdonald creates.
Mike did a great job when we finished the 24 season. I mean, he came in and won 10 games his first year. It was really impressive the job he did. But he was like, I want a more connected team. How do we foster more camaraderie? How do we become more of like a team, like more of a family with the connectedness and getting to know each other, and so it was really an emphasis of his that he really wanted in that the 25 off season. It was really important to him. So it was a definite click and thought that he really wanted to accentuate, and he did it with the walkabouts and different team events that he did.
I don't want to disrespect anyone who was previously part of this team. Ryan Grubb was brought in and tried to make it work. Gino did a lot with this organization and kept getting disrespect even when he was under pressure behind struggling offensive lines. DK Metcalf is one of the best, most physically gifted receivers that I've seen. That said, Bump, I feel like not just this cut, but so many things we hear kind of hint at team connectedness becoming easier with some of those guys gone.
It's jacked up because Gino did something here that no one has ever done.
No, literally.
When it comes to passing yards,
records,
completion percentage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
DK, it's probably numbers-wise, off the top of my head, maybe top 2 or 3 when it comes to yards and touchdowns. But those personalities, I don't think would fit or work with this team.
I agree.
And it's unfortunate because I'm not knocking DK. DK has gotten so far in life with that attitude, right? With that approach. Me against the world. I mean, he was told he wasn't going to play football ever again when he was in college. Gino, I get why Gino's the way that he is because he was in New York, New Jersey, just getting treated like you know what and all that stuff. So I get it. And there's a place for that personality somewhere in this league for certain teams, right? But for this team it resembles more of a high-functioning national championship college football team than I've ever seen because it's almost like they separated the business from it and just made it the sport. The business of football is what gets in the way of some relationships and stuff. And it's still a business too, right? You don't do your job, you're going to get cut. He will cut you. He will bring guys in. But while you're here, he's found a way to really tap into guys thinking about this as a real football team and not as a business. When I was on the team, it was a business. Yeah, I was on the team, but I knew I could get cut any day of the week. The coaches were cold as heck. I hung out with like 3 or 4 dudes, and that was it. Like, I knew people say hello or whatnot, but it was a business. It wasn't really a team. You know, on Sundays, we were a team for 3.5, 4 hours, but during the week, it was business. He's found a way to make it both, but make the team aspect of it shine a bit more.
I just think these are those things, too, that, yes, and these are the things that if you don't care about it or have that insight that you have, you hear it, or you hear Mike McDonald talk about the walkabout or walkthroughs or whatever. Not walkthroughs, walkabouts?
Walkarounds.
Walkarounds, thank you, that they do. Or, Tyrese the other day telling us about shadowboxing. You hear those things and you just think like, oh, it's just random filler kind of conversation. Tell us about the scheme. Tell us about what Mike McDonald's cooking up back there. You know, what's going on? What's the real secret sauce? And it's like, but that's part of it. Like, that's one of the hardest things to do. Do you know how many brilliant coaches and brilliant GMs have failed because they don't understand that stuff about culture building and chemistry?
Yeah.
And they don't make tough decisions that have nothing to do with the talent of a football player and everything to do with a very incredible ability to get the feel of a team and what a team needs. I just think it's so hard to measure, so hard to understand until you see it work, and so unappreciated. And both John and Mike have demonstrated it here. Pete did also in with John in those early years.
I had my years at Monroe. I was 5-year head coach at Monroe. And we had some dudes, but we didn't have dudes that other teams had. And myself and my coaching staff did such a good job of like almost brainwashing these kids to think it was us against the world. We can do anything. We all got to be in this together. And we won some games that we probably shouldn't have won. And that shows up when it's tight, right? When it's Thursday night football and you're getting smacked by 16, 20 points, and you got to still believe in each other. The offense has to believe in the defense. Defense has to believe in the offense. The coordinator has to believe in Sam Darnold. And that belief happens over time with spending time with each other and grinding and being through it. That's why I love sports so much, and football especially, just because it is the hardest preparation, in my opinion, for any sport is football. It's the hardest because you do so much training and practice for one game. In any other sport, you're playing like 2 or 3 games a week. You don't have to go as hard, but in football, you got to go. And you're sore and you're tired. And you are in other sports, but football is just more physically demanding. And when it all comes together, like they've done it, it's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. It's just beautiful, man. So I hope they're able to tap into that. From everything I've seen so far, talking to these dudes, I think they're going to be able to tap into it. And then you got to get lucky, too. Like, things need to happen for you.
Of course. There's so much more good stuff in this interview. Shout out to John and Jen for doing a fantastic job sitting down with Schneider. John talks about Schneider when he let himself think the Seahawks could go on a run. We got to get to 4 down territory, so I will tell you guys you can go check it out on Seahawks.com for the full interview. Great watch. Quickly, do you know a woman who gives her all to the sports community, encourages diversity, and empowers those around her? Seattle Sports is partnering with the Seattle chapter of WISE. That stands for Women in Sports and Events. And together we want to recognize a woman in our community, and we need your help finding her. Nominations for the 4th annual Women of Inspiration Award are open now through July 10th. The winner will receive a donation to the cause of their choice. So nominate an inspiring woman at woiseattle.org before the deadline. It says until July 10th. You know what? Why don't you vote through July 9th? Let's just play it safe. Through July 9th. Let's get to 4 down territory.
Is that an epiphany real quick?
4 down territory.
You better get those votes in now.
Inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down. I was just thinking about the deadline. Best thing, this is the best things edition of Four Down Territory.
It's that time of the year, folks.
It's that time of the day is what it is. It's just that 1 p.m. I don't even know. Best thing about the NBA Finals.
The best thing about the NBA Finals was the hate that each team had for each other. Brunson did it like in a classy way.
Dark.
But Wemby did it in like a villain way. He even looks like a villain, like he needs a cape on and a top hat or something. They just didn't like each other. And I like that. I like the we don't like you, the back and forth. I remember when Kobe went up against the Pacers. They didn't like each other. Kobe and the Knicks. Kobe got two-piece real quick by Childs, but it's okay. I like that in sports. It doesn't mean that carries off the court and you see someone in public and you want to fight them or whatnot. It's just that on the court, I don't like you. Even off the court, I might not like you, but I respect your game. Mm-hmm. And I think Wemby is bringing that back. He is a little dirty, Wemby, okay? Frenchman, a little dirty.
Dirtier than I thought, for sure, after watching the finals.
Elbows. He tried to take out OG's knee one time. Like, you a dirty guy. But the Pistons were dirty back in the day. The Celtics used to get after it. The Lakers used to get after it. I'm all for it. So the best part about the NBA, they didn't like each other.
I wanted to ask you, I did earlier, but I want to get back to it because I think it's interesting. There is a facet of the NBA fandom that's going to say, well, I actually don't like you can not like each other, but I think it's weak to not be able to congratulate or at least look your opponent in the eye. Draymond Green, one of them, by the way, who said, look, you know, Draymond plays dirty. Draymond's old school, but Draymond played. But Draymond said, look, you need to be able to just, as a man, at your lowest moment, look your opponent in the eye, and to not do it's kind of weak.
I'm good either way. If you don't want to shake hands, so be it. Confetti is falling. They're bringing the trophy out. I might want to get out of there too. Me personally, I'm the guy who'll go over and at least acknowledge. Even if it's just a head nod, like, all right, you got me. I'll see you next time. I'm good either way, man. I don't think anyone should be forced, especially in professional sports. This ain't youth league where you line up at the 50-yard line and shake hands and all that.
And then you share juice boxes?
Yeah, these are grown men. You do it the way you want to do it.
Second down. What is the best thing about the World Cup?
Best thing about the World Cup, one is that people across the world are realizing America is not all bad. We get the worst pub in the world right now.
Our PR could use some work.
Our PR is so bad.
We need another PR manager.
Like, most people are like us, just common folk, going to work every day, having a good time. And I like seeing on Instagram and X that people are figuring out that it ain't all bad. Every country has its issues with it. It ain't all bad. So I appreciate that. And I love just the clash of cultures, man. It's cool seeing Cape Verdean team tie Spain. Cape Verde has 500,000 people on the island alone. Spain is a powerhouse. It's cool seeing Algerians take over a park. I saw the Scottish take over a park, party, and then clean all their stuff up and put it all in one pile. Like, we can learn from them. The Japanese going in the stands. When the Japanese play, they come with bags. They pick up all of their trash
and James Winston
some.
Helped them.
And James Winston, I'm like, we can learn something from them. Like, I appreciate that. But the clash of cultures is great. People partying together. I wish I'll be at the Iran-Egypt game. So two countries I've never been to. So I'm going to experience some cultures there. I just like it, man. It just reminds us that we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like soccer, you don't have to like it. But I think you can appreciate the camaraderie that comes with it.
That was your High School Musical moment.
That was
all
it?
In this together.
We're all in this together.
You know the song?
I don't. Never watched it. High School Musical. You seem like you would be all in High School Musical.
I stopped talking the second I said it. I regretted it.
Zac Efron's in that, right?
Third down.
He is, yeah.
Best thing about MLB. We're all in this together.
All right. How my kids watch it, see what they think.
They're gonna hate
MLB.
it.
One of the things that I like the most about MLB is that you can get 20,000 people on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock to not go to work and come to the ballpark.
Love that.
And there's nothing like, especially summertime. Someone texted in the first time around that it's the only sport where you can take your kid from class and go to a game.
Yeah.
Like that's cool. I did that one time with my great grandpa, rest in peace. He took me to a Dodgers game, and he was old, man. He was like 80. He was like old school 80, like three steps per yard.
80, but he's seen things.
Yeah, and he used to drive us up in his Volkswagen van to the Dodger games and take us out of class every now and then. And it's just I didn't grow up in love with baseball like a lot of people. I didn't really start fall in love with it maybe like 10 years ago. But I get it. I get it now. And I try to give my kids those experiences. So my favorite thing is a Wednesday. You get 20,000 people hooting and hollering at a ballpark.
The text line, when I said, have you seen High School Musical? You said no. It's because you're not a champion. That's why you're not a champion.
You're not a champion.
It's because you're not a champion. 4th down. The best thing about football.
Best thing about football. High school. I'm going to go high school football. Everybody in this building can play a position in football. Technically. Now, do they have the skills to do it? I don't know. But when you talk about body type, everyone in this building can play football. That's what I love about it. The big boys can go on the line. The little guys are on the outside. The petites can be the kickers. The tall guys can be a quarterback or receiver. There's just something for everybody. You're a kicker. You're not a land animal. I mean, land animal. land athlete.
When you were assigning us our jobs for your football team, I felt like I was having flashbacks to 8th grade when the coach of the volleyball team pulled me into a separate classroom to have a conversation with me about whether or not I made the team. And she said, you know what, I actually really love your organization and your energy, and I think that you're going to make a fantastic manager.
And you would.
And I was like, thank you. Oh, God, I just got promoted. I'm like better than the players now. Forget being a player. She instantly made me basically a coach. She was like, so you're going to keep score and you're going to carry these volleyballs in this net. And I was like, great.
Like, do I get a whistle?
Yeah. I was like, you got it. I'm on the bench with you, right?
Just sitting next to her. What we thinking?
I didn't make the team. It was a very nice way to say I didn't make the team.
That was volleyball?
Volleyball. I was so bad. So bad. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Buster Olney doesn't have Jerry Dipoto listed as one of the 12 front office execs facing the most pressure at the deadline. Should he? That's next.
Have you downloaded the Seattle Sports app?
We're going to have a challenge right here.
What are you waiting for?
Listen to this.
Every pitch.
Here comes the 3-2.
Every game.
Swung on and missed. Got him.
One app for free.
How about that, folks?
The Seattle Sports app. Every game.
Julio racing back.
Right in the palm of your hands.
Makes a leap and makes the catch.
Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
They got it. Wow.
The Seattle Sports app.
The warm weather has me thinking about summer plans. Stacy here to add one more thing to the top of your list. Book a demo, get out, enjoy the sun, and check out the brand new all-electric wake boat from ARC. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport. It's a luxury EV on the water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, and super low maintenance. As soon as you see it coming, you know it's different because it doesn't make any noise. No loud engine, no gas fumes. You hop aboard, immediately feel like you're someone important. Luxury finishes, clean tech throughout. Driving it is smooth, and it has that impressive kick you expect from an EV. Charging it is really easy. And yes, I asked for you. They said they've never had an issue finding chargers. I was curious. And not paying for gas is a huge plus. Book a free demo and see it for yourself. You're going to come away impressed, I promise. They're doing demos in Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Honestly, if I could drive one of these to work, I would. So schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. That's ARC boats.com/demo. If you can't make it to them in Kirkland, they'll pick you up.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. That's an efficiency for me. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it, they're in a meeting. But we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We live in one of the most beautiful places on earth, and owning your own deck is a great way to enjoy it. But finding the right decking solution can be overwhelming. That's why all 9 of our Puget Sound locations offer decking showrooms so you can get your hands and toes on the more than 60 decking options we carry. So if you have any questions about building, maintaining, or repairing your deck, contact me personally. Mike Dunn at DunnLumber.com.
TimberTech Vintage Collection Decking. On sale now at Dunn Lumber.
Your neighbors at Three Tree Roofing love telling you no. No high-pressure sales pitches. No Band-Aid fixes that will fail come wintertime. No outrageous pricing from some corporate-owned roofing company with headquarters thousands of miles from here. Three Tree Roofing is local, family-owned, and their team will build you a worry-free plan for your roof replacement, completely free. Visit threetreeroofing.com to schedule your free estimate and call today to say yes to an additional $500 discount. That's Three Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Hi, Chuck here at Frank Lumber, the door store. And once again, we have 2 convenient locations to purchase your doors from. Our main showroom and bargain barn in Shoreline, and our Marysville store with warehouses full of factory seconds and closeouts. Whether you would like something brand new or have a little more time than money and wouldn't mind putting a little work into a factory second, we may just have what you're looking for. For all of your door needs, please visit us on 15th Avenue Northeast in Shoreline or on Cedar Avenue in Marysville and online at franklumber.com.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Whatever the heat index, stay cool this summer. Your local Bryant dealer can make sure your system is up to the task. Whether it's maintaining your current system or installing an energy-efficient Bryant Evolution cooling system with perfect Humidity Plus technology, your dealer will give you what you need to help your family beat the heat. Learn more and schedule an appointment with a factory-authorized dealer today at BryantNorthwest.com. That's BryantNorthwest.com. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Pests and poor insulation have something in common. One call to Eastside Exterminators takes care of both. For more than 50 years, families across Western Washington have trusted Eastside Exterminators to eliminate pests for good and protect homes from crawl space to attic. With dedicated installation services and the state's only smart pest detection technology. From Everett to Federal Way, one call handles it all. 425-482-2271 or visit EastsideExterminators.com. Eastside Exterminators, family first pest control.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bump and Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15 minutes, we wrap up the show with what I need to know, so get your questions in. 866-979-3776. Text those questions anytime over the next 15, and it can be sports, non-sports, it doesn't matter. Again, 866-979-3776. I spoiled this one a little bit by saying that Buster Olney listed out the 12 teams facing the most pressure at the deadline, and the Mariners and Jerry Dipoto were not one of them. So before we go into whether or not they should be, do you want to take a quick guess at some of the teams that are maybe in the top for Buster Olney and facing the most pressure at the deadline?
Under pressure, Boston.
Boston is number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Craig Breslow. Boston facing a lot of pressure. Curtis, did you already read it?
I did
guess?
not.
Okay,
I'll take a guess.
You want to guess?
Detroit.
Detroit is number 1. Scott Harris, Detroit Tigers.
Curtis got a 1-2 up me game.
I know. This is like Family Feud where someone else gets the answer. Curtis, do you want to play? Do you want to guess 3 and 4?
Pass.
Okay, you're going to pass. Bump.
Right,
Bump is going to guess 2.
All right. Let's go with Houston.
Houston is not 1. Oh, Houston's 10.
Okay.
I'll read them out now.
No, let him go one more.
Oh, okay,
I want the smoke.
One more. You're trying to guess the top 5 teams. San Francisco's number 5. Bump. Two more options here. Number most pressure at the deadline. Most pressure at the deadline. Pressure at the deadline.
Pressure at the deadline. Pressure at the deadline.
Pressure at the deadline.
Ah!
You got it.
Philly.
Do you want a hint?
Philly.
Do you want another hint? In the top
Cubs.
5. So I will let you know Philly is number 8. Cubs are 4. So his top 5 facing the most pressure at the deadline. I'm going to start at 1. Detroit Tigers, New York Mets, Boston Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, San Francisco Giants. Teams facing the most pressure at the deadline. Rounding out the top 10, Minnesota, the Yankees, Phillies, Padres, Astros, Rangers. And then, 11 and 12 are Rangers and Braves. Mariners not in here at all. That was not the case last year. It certainly wasn't the case in other seasons. The Mariners, who are a game and a half up in first place in the AL West, but by no means meeting expectations they had this season, not on Buster's list of GMs and teams facing pressure. Should they be?
No, they shouldn't be. I think they're not, because Buster has taken into account that they hardly have had their full squad out there. I think he's looking at, all right, if this team is completely healthy, I think they're fine. I think they wouldn't need to do much at the trade deadline, and they have some pieces, some from last year, that is good enough at the time being. So I think that he's taking into account. He's giving them the benefit of the doubt, something that the Mariners never get. So it's kind of weird. I don't think I like it.
Well, I was going to say, can I just tell you guys, I so badly want to say, yes, he's wrong and they should be. Like, I'm so used to saying that the Mariners should be doing everything that they possibly can to get to a World Series, which I do think is true. But I'm so used to attacking that with a sense of urgency that I'm like trying to find reasons that Jerry should be in the top 12 and the Mariners should be in the top 12. But I don't know that I have them. Curtis, do you? Me and Bump don't. Are we wrong?
I mean, I kind of see Buster only just thinking in this because the biggest acquisitions, unfortunately, are going to be the ones you get back from the IL. Right. Randy Arozarena, Matt Brash. You've got Cal back, Brendan Donovan. Who knows when he's coming back, but I imagine when he returns, he'll be a difference-making bat to add to that lineup. Like, in no world are you going to be able to make that many trades to acquire that many impact players at the deadline. Now, last year they were able to acquire 2, Naylor and Gino Suarez, which definitely helped catapult the Mariners to where they ultimately wanted to be. Even though I don't think he is facing as much pressure as these guys, because I think a lot of those the teams that we mentioned were teams that have players that are going to be desirable, and they're trying to figure out, do we want to push forward and sneak our way into the playoffs, or do we want to tear this down? Specifically in the case of Detroit with Tarek Skubal. Whereas Dipoto doesn't really have that pressure facing him this year because the division's so bad. You're already in first place, and you're getting hopefully some reinforcements back. But that's not to say that this Mariners roster is perfect. I look at the bullpen and I see a glaring need right there, and probably another right-handed bat as well.
Is this from a confidence, you guys think? A confidence that Buster or maybe some national folks still very much have in the Mariners? Or is it from an assumption that, well, the Mariners aren't going to be in the mix anyways? Like, is this a bit of respect? Because, again, the GMs that he has under the most pressure are as both buyers and sellers. So there's some teams in there where it's like they need to get to a World Series. This is how they have a massive hole and they're also a great team. Or it's, to Curtis's point, the Tigers, where it's like you're going to change the shape of the deadline by what you do.
I think it's both. I think it's respect. I think they look at the roster and think it's good enough to compete. I mean, if we go back and listen to what everyone was saying about this team prior to the season, it's World Series or bust, right? It's a World Series type of team. And then I also think that because of the division, a lot of what Curtis just said, there's no urgency to have to do much, right? And hopefully there's a snowball effect that's coming up to where everyone's getting healthy. You get better and better and better and better. But no, I think most of it is just they look at the roster as constructed and think that in the AL, this is probably enough to make a run at it.
I want to get to text from a listener as well. The 360. Now, this is what I assume the 360 is saying. I might be wrong. I'm doing a radio edit. That's because this ain't New York or the East. Weak media out West. I think what this listener is saying is, well, you guys would be saying Jerry should be in that group if we were a tougher media market, which you're not. I will acknowledge that New York media markets are different than Seattle markets, but I also think that a team like, I don't know, the Mets or Detroit, which is the number one team and, not in the New York market, are just in different situations. We have had very serious conversations that do have urgency attached about how important it is that the Mariners no longer have that very unfortunate banner of being the only team not to get to a World Series. We have over and over and over again said this team needs to be more aggressive. This team needs to win. This team needs to fix their problems. It's now or never. In fact, multiple times we've talked about how the window a team like the Mariners are operating in is not like a window the team like the Dodgers are. And that just saying we have great prospects is not enough and does not mean as much as saying, and now we have a World Series win. We've talked about it endlessly. But think about the reality of this trade deadline and the reality of what you need. You need bullpen arms. That's not as sexy as getting Skubal. I don't think the Mariners are going to get Skubal. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. But, what are you drastically missing right now that you would acquire at the deadline that would make you a World Series team? And maybe your answer is Tarek Skubal, and maybe, and this is okay, maybe your answer to whether or not Jerry Dipoto should be in that group of 12 GMs is yes, and that's fine. I think that their single biggest need is a bullpen arm, and I just don't think that's sexy enough to make people feel like there's urgency.
And you got to look at the teams that he put in the top 10 or whatever. These are all teams that had high expectations that are struggling right now. Struggling. Like Boston, Astros, Cubs. These are teams that preseason came in with aspirations of doing what the Mariners want to do. So there's some factors into that. And I guess I'll be a weak West Coast media.
We're not weak West Coast media.
I think, no, I can be. That's fine. I'm chill. I'm a cool guy.
I'm cool. I'm so cool.
No, I just think that I genuinely think, and we've applied pressure before. We've applied pressure, but I think you have to take it all into consideration of what this team is, what they don't have, and kind of what they're building off of. They have two young pitchers waiting to go. You got a young prospect who looks like he's going to be the you-know-what. You got Cal coming back from 60 home runs. He was banged up. You got JP coming back. Josh Naylor is hurt. Your best hitter right now is banged up. There's so much going on with this team. Mm-hmm. And then you got to look at, okay, what can potentially be available at the trade deadline? Is that going to help your team, which you just pointed out? It's no. Is there pressure on them to win? Yeah. Is there pressure on Dipoto to transform this team? No, because I think when healthy, they're one of the best in the AL. Yeah.
Now, be aggressive in getting the piece that does get you closer. If that's a bullpen arm, be aggressive in getting that. But again, you know what I think part of it is this person says, I just don't see a World Series in our near future. Why not? What do you see with this team right now other than guys being injured? And most of these are short-term injuries where you think done. What? It's June 17th. This team's in first place. What are we talking about? No, they haven't met expectation, but I don't know. Sometimes I think we all have some yell at clouds moments with this team a little too soon.
Yeah.
Now, as we get closer to the deadline, maybe we're having a different conversation. We're not quite there yet. Get those questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Play with purpose, compete fairly, track progress. Michael Bumpus here. A golf handicap does more than just keep score. It helps you enjoy the game more. 1, it helps you set goals that match your actual skill level. 2, it makes competition fun and fair no matter who you're playing with. And 3, it lets you track your progress so you can measure improvement over time. It only takes 3 18-hole rounds to establish your handicap index. Just sign up for a handicap ID, post your scores, and get started. Learn more at wagolf.org/710.
Olympic Hot Tub's mid-year clearance event is on. Score big savings on saltwater hot tubs, saunas, and swim spas. Hurry, our mid-year clearance and these incredible deals end June 30th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Daryl's knee problem started years ago.
The initial injury happened back in my high school days. It was more of a nerve damage that was done in the knee.
And eventually, it led to surgery.
They had the knee replacement done on the right knee. The orthopedic surgeon I worked with obviously was ready to do the work on the left knee, and I just didn't feel good about it.
Instead of another replacement, he chose stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. How's your pain now?
On a bad day, 1 or 2.
So you went from an 8 to a 1 or a 2.
It's been great. I can't say the same for the other knee. We're still having challenges.
And when people ask you about surgery?
What I always tell them is that you should first talk to Dr. Wagner. You should look at stem cell as an option before you do the surgery. Because once you do the surgery, the stem cell isn't going to help you. And if he says he can help you, believe him.
Before you choose surgery, see Dr. Mark Wagner first, the most experienced in the Northwest with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
When your equipment is down, every minute counts. Levitt Machinery has the parts, technicians, and expertise to get you back up and running fast. Because if it's forked, we fix it. LevittMachinery.com. Need a lift? Stack it, reach it, lift it, Levitt.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Those in the know wait all year for the return of the Copper River King Salmon, available now at Seastar Restaurant and Raw Bar. Caught in Alaska's legendary Copper River, this wild king salmon is the rarest and most sought after of the run. Chef Howie's team over there, they prepare it simply. Fire grilled, lightly seasoned, really allowing this remarkable fish to speak for itself. Available only when the daily catch allows, and when it's gone, it's gone. So make your reservation at Seastar before the season slips away.
Mariners and Orioles tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, 5:30 pregame. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
For many people living with hemophilia, everyday activities can sometimes come with a risk of unexpected bleeds, and over time can lead to lasting damage, impacting mobility and independence. Today, the conversation around care is shifting from bleed management to proactive protection and joint health. Experts say treatment advancements are helping patients maintain higher levels of clotting factor for longer, reducing the risk of breakthrough bleeds that can contribute to joint damage. While some approaches focus on less frequent treatment, doctors emphasize that protection between doses and maintaining sufficient levels of clotting factor may be key to helping patients stay active long-term. To learn more about a different hemophilia treatment option, visit managinghemophilia.com and talk to your healthcare provider about whether it is right for you. Sponsored by Sanofi.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. 866-979-3776. Stacy, please find a way to say Paraguay before this segment is over.
Paraguay.
Say it correctly.
Paraguay.
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 Paraguay. Paraguay. I can't do it. What I need to know, is pepperoni the one seed of pizza toppings?
Yes.
I think yes. So. Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. You don't always have to, like, if you're like, well, that's not my favorite. Well, okay. And I don't love watching Ohio State all the time, but, like, a one seed is a one seed. You can't deny a powerhouse. Yeah, like, pepperoni's gonna be there. In fact, frozen pizza, I think frozen pizza is a good indicator of top seeds. You know?
The most popular flavors.
It's the most popular, dominant flavors.
Yeah.
Cheese, pepperoni, supreme.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, when you're ordering a pizza online, what's the first topping in the drop-down menu?
Exactly.
Pepperoni.
And it's not alphabetical, I'll tell you that.
No. Because if it was, anchovies would be number one.
Yeah. What's your 2 seed?
Sausage?
Sausage.
Yeah.
Or you mean like a supreme or just like sausage?
Just sausage.
Okay.
We're talking about toppings, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, that
Sausage.
wouldn't be my pick.
Of course it would.
What would yours be?
Brie cheese.
No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't put brie on
Anchovies.
a pizza. No, I wouldn't put anchovies on a pizza either. Number 2 seed.
What is it then?
Kale.
I love olives. No.
Quinoa.
I love olives, jalapenos, peppers. One of those 3.
Olives?
With pepperoni, like jalapeno and pepperoni. Tier 1 pizza.
I hate olives.
Wow.
Passion.
Wow.
Yeah.
We learned something about Bump today.
Underrated pizza topping, bacon.
Yes.
Bacon.
866-979-3776. What I need to know, how does Sam Darnold progress this season?
Turnovers. Don't turn the ball over and have more command of the offense. I don't know how much he had last year, but you know, if you're essentially running the same offense, more command, give yourself another plays you don't like.
Bump, who's the most okay, I like this. Bump, what I need to know, who's the most non-superstar or maybe unknown athletic person you've ever played with?
His name was Charles. We call him Chuck.
Great
It
name.
was Charles. He went to a JC and then transferred to Wazoo. Charles Dillon. He just got stuck behind Brandon Gibson and Jay Hill. He's probably overall the most athletic person I've ever been around, but just didn't get
Isn't
an
that
opportunity.
crazy?
Yeah.
Because I think that we all think that, like, well, no, I wouldn't say we all think this. I think an assumption is always that if you're that good, you would have made it. But there's some guys where maybe they're positionless, maybe they don't get the opportunity. And this is nothing to do with just injury. I'm talking about just like for some reason. That's what's always crazy
I played
to me.
in my receiving class or just my group at Wazoo. I was probably out of maybe 6 of us, like the 4th most athletic. Like dudes were
crazy.
freakishly athletic. It was crazy. I had a crazy group.
What I need to know, whatever happened to cereal commercials?
Right?
Like, they said, has Curtis ever even seen Tony the Tiger or Toucan Sam? No.
Yes.
Curtis has. But what happened to cereal commercials?
Kids don't eat cereal no more.
They used to be everywhere.
Cereal was it, man.
Are they still on like kids channels? Because that's the thing
know.
is, I remember cereal commercials
don't
because I was
watch
watching
TV though.
Nickelodeon. That's
Kids stream it.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
It's YouTube and stuff.
I think we answered it. That's what happened with cereal commercials. Is when we were younger, we watched Nickelodeon or Disney. Gang, gang. You had to choose up, and that's where the commercials for kids things were. But now kids just, I don't know. They have an ad that plays for 10 seconds until they skip it, and then they watch Mr. Beast or whatever his name is.
And they don't call them commercials. They call them ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I need to know. Top 3 places to have a beer. They said mine are 1, airport, 2, mountaintop, 3, baseball game.
Nothing like an airport beer.
Really?
And
Why?
people watch because when you're going to your destination because you've logged off, you're not working.
I see. Okay.
Vacation has started.
I could see the vision.
Boom. 2, I would say, like somewhere near water where it's hot.
Yeah.
3, at some kind of ballpark.
Yeah, the ballpark is top 3 for sure. Number 1, can I just say outside?
Outside?
Outside in the sun.
Have you, did you hear that they're letting people drink at Pike Marketplace now?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, really? Like an open container? You
Yeah.
just walk around?
Yeah, it's like
Cool.
for like, 6 hours throughout the day?
That's nice.
It'd be a cool place.
I would say just near any body of water.
Yeah, yes.
That's a good spot.
What I need to know. What's a chain that you wished had a presence here? Things like Culver's, Buc-ee's,
El Pollo Loco.
Del Taco.
There's one in Kent.
Is there?
There is.
El Poro Choco is what we called it growing up. Man, El Pollo Loco is so good.
The correct answer for a lot of people is probably In-N-Out. I'm going to go with Dunkin', or I know Dutch Bros is here, but there's not really one in Seattle. But Dunkin', I went to a Dunkin' one time. And I'd like to make it 2 times. I'd like to go back. I did think it was a little overrated, but I like their little donut holes. And yeah, I feel like I'm missing out because we see Dunkin' commercials and I feel left out.
I hear the coffee there is really good.
They have a coffee that they give you in a bucket.
Really?
Yeah.
That feels like...
That can't be healthy.
I swear.
That
I saw
feels
this.
like-
I saw a commercial for
Remember
it.
you get buckets of beer in the club and stuff? That's what that feels
Where they're just like, here, take this.
Take it.
What I need to know. Stacy, excluding you, who at Seattle Sports is the next best swimmer?
Ooh, interesting.
I feel like Lefko would be a good swimmer.
I do think Lefko.
Yeah.
Yeah, broad shoulders. He paddle boards a ton, so he's
Yeah.
definitely been in the water.
He's around water.
I'm going to go Mike Lefko.
Yeah, I'll do Lefko.
Yeah.
As he walks in the room. We're talking
Yeah.
about you,
Lefko, we said you'd be the next best swimmer behind me at Seattle Sports. So I am going to say that there's a pretty big gap, though.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Were any of you swimmers?
He's never gotten that brown ribbon, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you that much. Lefko, have you ever been 10th place before? I didn't think so. Last one. Someone wants to know, Bump, why you don't like olives. That's the last question I chose.
I don't know, man.
They said, did you have a bad martini experience?
I didn't. I just don't like them. I mean, I could eat it if I had to, but I just don't like it.
All right. Well, they said that's not what they said. I thought it was funnier. Wyman and Bob coming up next. Paraguay. Paraguay.
It doesn't even sound like the country anymore. It just sounds like you have Tourette's.
I can't stop saying it. Paraguay.
0-1 the count on Cal. Pitch on the way. Swinging a line, driving to left center field, falling fast.
He's back.
2 runs are in. Welcome back, Cal Raleigh off the IL.
Welcome back, Big Dumper.
Having Cal Raleigh back and being Cal Raleigh. Do you win that game if Cal Raleigh's not in the lineup last night? I don't think you do.
Listen to every at-bat wherever you are.
The crowd is going wild.
On the Seattle Sports app.
Everyone always asks me, what were your top reasons for choosing Advanced Hair? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. Okay, first off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and I'm living proof those results are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair is guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge quality experience that blew away my expectations. And lastly, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. It is quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for that special savings opportunity, well, it's here. Advanced Hair's Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details to schedule your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Give something that matters this Father's Day. Time. At LeMay, America's Car Museum, you'll share stories, laughter, and interest in something new. All ages will find enjoyment from the most advanced racing simulators in the world to children's activities and grab lunch at Cafe El Coreano. It's more than a visit. It's a lifelong memory for dads and kids of every age. It's the gift you'll never forget. Plan today at americascarmuseum.org. That's americascarmuseum.org.
Stacy here for ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. ARC boats are easy to operate with significantly less maintenance and service. Book a demo just like I did. They'll pick you up if you can't make it to Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. And summer in Western Washington, you know, it means trips to the beach, summer barbecues, little golf, that vacation maybe you've been looking forward to. Well, when you take those pictures this summer, don't you want to look and feel your very best? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic can help, and trust me, you can do this so fast. I lost 15 pounds just in the first 2 weeks, 35 pounds after 8 weeks. How about that? There's time, so what are you waiting for? Schedule a 15-minute, no-obligation consultation right now at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Here's what to expect. Safe, healthy, sustainable weight loss, no exercise, no pills, no injections, no surgery. You're eating all real food that you buy at the grocery store. You will lose weight and you will look and feel your very best. That feeling, it's just on the other end of your 15-minute consult. What's the secret? You'll find out in only 15 minutes with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Schedule your quick intro today at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. That's eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
People can see through if it's not genuine. And it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting, their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best